Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Rome Total War. The finale, probably the finale. I can't guarantee it's the finale.
You say this, but...
Well, technically there's nothing to stop, like, you know, the Julii, like, sweeping down south and smashing the cities, and, like, you know, they take some stuff back and whatever.
There's the Clariots, though.
I think we've slightly toned down the number of Clariots on account of the fact that they keep betraying us. They keep basically changing. Do we check? I'm just trying to check here. We've got literally one Clariot in the main Roman attack force.
That's enough to stop the Julii, though.
And well, actually, we have a full contingent of scythe chariots up north, but I might just keep them in the back because bear in mind, yeah, I love this. There's basically going to be what we're trying to do today. Is we're going to try and win. And I think we're at, what is it, 40? We're at 45 cities. That's going to become 46 when Rome falls. Then we just need 4 more to win the game. But simultaneously, the Julii have basically got, like, I don't know how many full stack armies there is. Some of these are damaged, some of them are just kind of, some of them are just like, just not full stacks. Basically, they want Batavium back. So this is all going to be interesting because we just basically need to hold Batavium while my armies wrap up the rest of the business. And if I can control the sea around here, then I can stop any of the Scipione's armies actually getting back to Sicily or the mainland, because Capua is not that well guarded right now. So Alexander the Cruel might be able to walk straight in. And, no need to remind me, chat, I did remember, I think I actually asked you to remember this, full stack army.
Wait, you asked me to remember a thing? That was a bad move on your part.
I think it was, no, I think that's the chat. I bypassed you entirely.
That's fine.
And it was just, it was this massive army of actual fully trained war elephants, together with multiple chariots, archers, and some Silver Shield legionaries, which are seriously badass, together with some Silver Shield pikemen. So this is a damn elite army that is just kind of on its way in. So I'm just going to basically direct these guys over to... Okay, apparently you're not willing to go further than that for whatever reason. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Sometimes Rome kind of glitches a bit like that and it just won't let you lay down a track beyond a certain level. Also, apparently I've also gone, oh, those are just reinforcements. Don't worry about them. They don't really matter. I've got this massive force in Carthage as well. I could do something with them, I suppose. I could actually bring them out. I think actually, the Scipione's leaders appear to be dying of old age. Because I swear this used to actually be leading something. They're just naffing off into the deserts. They're off to naff off into the desert. I think they're trying to take over a Numidian town, but they're a long way away, so they're probably not going to do it. So, I think I've already done pretty much all I can do this turn. It looks like this is the end of a turn where I've already moved everything and spent all the money. So, let's crack things straight on. Actually, it's doing the thing again. YouTube's doing a really weird thing. YouTube live streaming is kind of weird. I think it's a good system. It works for us. But it does a weird thing where every time we begin a new stream, it actually immediately says, oh, your bitrate or your internet or whatever is terrible and it's just bad. And then like 2 minutes later, oh no, I've changed my mind. It's fine. I do need to change one thing over, however. There we go. Now I can see it. I've just set a thing that Claire needs, or rather, not really a thing Claire needs, a thing that I need. Like a little, basically, what I've got is it's this little flashing light that kind of pings at me to remind me Claire exists, and I should allow her to speak. Because you all like...
Could we maybe, find, a more efficient system to do that for you?
Do you want a klaxon? You can have an air horn. Would you like an air horn?
Can I?
Would you like to blast me with an air horn?
No, that would disturb Tabby in the other room.
That's true. That would make Tabby sad. That would make Tabby sad. Right, I'm going to end the turn to see if anything happens. Claire, over to you while we see who does what. I'm probably going to... By the way, there's an excellent chance I'm going to interrupt you in about 3 seconds. But on the off chance I don't, you'll have a moment.
Over to you. Well, I'm about to interrupt you anyway.
No, never mind. The interruption happened.
Yeah, there
Rome's coming in.
Okay, well, speaking of Rome coming in, shout out to What?
Never mind. Go ahead. It's just. I'm interested to know what the message is going to be when that's the seg into it.
Oh yeah. By the way, people are saying, John, don't forget the little clock, and we forgot the little clock.
That's fine. Claire can be the little clock today. Or just we'll grab it during the break. Just
we'll
tell me to do a break at some point. Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Peter who gave us £2 and said, John, all caps, burn Rome in fire, fire pigs.
I'm not sure anyone's actually bringing pigs to the fight, unfortunately.
No, but
there's some puppies.
To bring pigs to the fight.
There are some piggies. No, not piggies, puppies.
Puppies.
They're different.
Those are not the same thing.
Yeah, but they're both cute. Pigs are very cute too. Not quite as nice to stroke, but they are very cute and very intelligent. And very delicious, which dogs aren't. Dogs are kind of stringy. So, yeah. You know, something better at different things. Better at different things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yes, go ahead.
So Roderick Quincy Font Thunderbottom, the magnificent High King of Australia, gave us $5 Australian. And said, burn Rome like you let Cairo burn in XCOM. Only Rome doesn't have a powerful strike force, not bothering to show up.
Wait, I just pushed the wrong button. Hang on.
You reloaded a save, John.
Yes, because I meant to push the button that said, like, the button that was just, like, the postpone, but I realised, wait, I'm the one besieging, so I can't do that. So it's fine. I really hope they attack me again now, otherwise I've just manipulated history. No, it's fine, they're doing the exact same thing again. I forgot that, yeah, normally if you're sieging, that's the maintain the siege button. That was the withdraw button, so that's fine. Right, so we've just got to basically draw up against here. This is a damaged force of not that much, and the 2 forces coming in, including one from the top right and one from the left. I'm going to try and draw up. While I'm doing that, Claire, over to you.
Sorry. The chat is very amused by the fact that you reloaded.
It's the wrong button. I pushed the wrong button.
Yeah, perception -1 already, says Enzo. Sent me a badger, gave us $20, and said, thanks for exploring the 3 great philosophical questions on the channel with the games that you play. Where do we come from? What is our place in the universe? Why am I exploding?
I honestly thought that was about to be, where do we come from? Where do we go? Where do we come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I honestly thought that was heading into a Cotton Eye Joe reference. Alright, that's where I thought that was going. That's my level of class.
There you go. Oh dear.
Excellent. It's the one reason I could never travel around with Freya in Skyrim, because I'm not sure if you ever saw this, because I think it all just got cut out. But you know the woman you run into in Dragonborn? The one who's like the shaman's daughter. If you ever fight with her, she's constantly yelling whenever she sees a new enemy, where did you come from? And every time it happened, my enemy said, where did you go? Where did you come from, Draugr Eye Joe? Every time. I think I never actually made that joke, but I thought about it every time. Like, I just literally, I actually walked around with her at one point to see if maybe if you lost sight of an enemy, one of her lines was, where did you go? Because if it is, I would have just done the first and only machinima of my life, where I would have just entirely redone Cotton Eye Joe with just Freya's voice clips. But sadly, I never got it said. I'm not sure that's one of her voice lines, which means bloody Bethesda missed a trek. Completely missed a trek. Right, back to you.
Shout out to Anna, who gave us $5 and said, I support the purchasing of a Clarkson for the stream.
A Clarkson?
Yeah, there you go. Michael in the chat wants to know, is John secretly an American?
Mm-hmm. Well.
Don't get him started on that.
Don't get him started. Well, there's a... On that topic, there's going to be a special surprise in the Patreon cast tomorrow. Ho ho! Those of you who are on the Patreon cast, there's a special surprise tomorrow you're not going to want to miss on that exact topic. Do you want to tell them, Claire? It's going to be...
I did it one time, don't make me do it again!
It's going to be the world exclusive reveal of American Claire. Of Claire's American... It's truly spectacular.
Like you can talk!
My American accent's great. It got... Some people actually said at the end, I'm surprised I'm saying this, but it actually got a bit better by the end. It wasn't so bad anymore. which was very nice. Which was very, very nice indeed. Oh dear. Right, yes, back to you.
Yeah, anyway, shout out to Ollie, who gave us €5 and wanted to know if either of us have read or watched The Expanse.
The Expanse?
The Expanse with an A.
The Expanse. Right? That rings a bell. I wouldn't actually be able to tell you what it was.
No, I mean, I can tell you what it was.
Well, why don't you do that? Here we go. Anything else you want to share with us, Claire?
Yes! Oh my god, in the patron cast, someone asked John whether he's read any Brandon Sanderson or Patrick Rothfuss, and he called it Rufus, and it was hilarious.
I don't even know who these people are. Who are these people?
They're like really famous sci-fi, right? Well, fantasy writers, really.
I don't read that much fantasy, though. I barely read any fantasy till you got me into Robin Hobb.
I know.
I generally read more sci-fi than fantasy.
Oh, anyway, that was very funny. Because it was like pretty much the same, like, it was the frothy problem, it was the Rothfuss part.
Rothfuss. Oh, that is quite hard to say.
Yeah,
That is
I
a bit tricky. Ooh, ah. Ah.
I know, it was good. It was good. Anyway, The Expanse is a book series by a writer team that goes as James S.A. Corey.
Yeah.
And there's a sci-fi show that's quite popular, and you will probably have heard of it because I was going to maybe watch season 1 last year when it was nominated for Hugo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've heard loads of great things. We should just watch it at some point.
Is it on Netflix or something?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. We haven't watched it yet, but it's on the long list.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there you are. Some previews there. Previews of Patron Cast coming up tomorrow. Nice stuff. Oh dear. Carry on, Claire.
Yeah. A lot of people saying how much they like The Expanse in the Expanse. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Expanse. In the chat. Fully automated luxury gay space communism, says John. You're really missing out. Oh, I'm sorry, Sir Roderick. This might be a better username than yours.
Wow. I also may have slightly misplaced where the Roman reinforcements were coming from, by the way. But luckily there's not many of them here. So I should be able to handle that. Probably with... Yeah, I'm going to need to slightly redraw the line here. Right, you guys, get round the back. Head over towards the back as quickly as you can, please. In fact, out of that, begin running. We'll redraw up a ring. We're just going to box in a little bit here. And that means that these 3 lines are going to have to be significantly wider than I was originally expecting, which is going to cause potentially some trouble, but it should be fine. Yeah, that new line it will hold, and there will be archers coming in, so most of this is just a starty as well. There's, Roman cavalry, that's the new heavier cavalry the Romans get, but there is some astartes there. Shouldn't be a big deal, especially as I can actually guard. Yeah, some light mercenaries will do a good job against Roman cav. That should be manageable. Claire, sorry, back to you.
Sorry. People in the chat are amused. Josh Mack says, Claire, if you end up watching The Expanse, John might learn some physics.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Why are you guys there? That is not even remotely where I told you to be. I said about here. Please get over there. Come on, back into an actual position that vaguely makes sense.
Oh, by the way, someone's bringing up that they subscribe to the tenets of Tabby in the Book of Brush. Did we ever give the Brush update on the stream?
I don't know if we did, but Brush is alive and well. Brush is definitely alive and well. Brush has been spotted and appears to all be fine. So there is no ongoing problem with Brush.
Yeah, so I was walking. I was walking the same route where John had seen Brush before, and I saw this cat who was skittish and very, very, very fluffy. Mm-hmm. So I took a picture just to make sure. I took a couple of pictures to show to John.
Wait! Whoa! Why haven't you got your spears down? Spears down, please. You just got that down in the nick of flipping time. Blimey. Yes. Okay. What have we got going on here? Sorry, update the Brush story. Feel free to update on Brush.
Yeah, so, Brush is fine. John was worried that this local cat, he's named...
might have died in the cold snap.
Yeah, I mean, it was a legitimate worry. He also threatened to adopt that cat, so...
Yes, Tabby would love having a brother and or sister, we're not sure. Okay, Tabby wouldn't love that.
Yeah, there you go.
But that cat needs us. That cat needed us.
That cat looked very well taken care of. That cat had a very fluffy coat that looked like it was being brushed on a regular basis. But whatever.
Right.
I mean...
I need to do some battle updates at this point, because things are going nuts. So, the Sam Knights are in just the right position to handle the Roman cav. Everything else, however, is going to be difficult. Like, the Praetorians are coming in, and that is going to cause trouble. Where are you going? The Roman armored general at the back is now vaguely trying to move around here. These Astarte are going anyway. These Praetorians will be kept busy for the time being, and these guys are probably going to... They're steady as well. We've got stuff coming up the side. There's elephants around here. There's archers around this part. I could try and deploy cataphracts together with... Yeah, cataphracts together with an actual bit of some actual spears coming in here. Come on, come on, come on. Spin yourselves around. Let's get this sorted. Yeah, cataphracts versus an actual general. And I'm going to also have these guys getting out of here. Skirmish mode off, please. They've actually managed to get a couple of triarii around the back, but it's not a big problem, really. These guys get over here and hit these guys. And triarii, I don't know. They're in formation. That's kind of weird. Right, you need to get over here. General, stay out of this for the time being. They've managed to outflank us, but it shouldn't be. The elephants are actually... Yeah, the elephants started to engage themselves. That's fine. These principes are already wavering, so let's get down on the ground and stick with elephant view here. Because the elephants are... Oh, one elephant just went down. That's very sad. And in comes the elephant charge. And that should officially cause... Oh, yeah. That's some Romans flying and some archer support. And that has just triggered a mass rout over on this flank, which is exactly what we wanted to. Now, there is an enemy general fleeing. It's not you, though. You get over here. You guys get over here. And now we've got Praetorian Cohort, which is never fun. But Praetorian Cohort going into the front of Phalanx and elephants coming in up the rear. It won't actually chase them off. Praetorians will stand and fight for days. But at the bare minimum, I can get my elephants out of there. And I think my own cataphracts have been chased off, which is kind of unfortunate. Right. Let's actually get my... You are still at 68. Do not engage directly. Instead, let the Sam Knights get in there. That's fine. I'm going to... I don't actually want to commit my own general, to be honest. These elephants are going to go down, which is a shame. The front line is holding very nicely. In fact, I want to say very nicely. It's kind of given up on this side. But other than that, it's all going fine. There's some Astarte over there. That's a chariot being scared off. Okay. So over on this side, we've got some trouble. But on this flank, everything seems to be holding together for the time being. Roman armoured general over there down to 49 and falling. This flank can very easily stand and fight for some time. There's a couple of velites and whatever, but nothing too major. What I probably want to do, therefore, is just turn all my missile fire down the hill over here. So a couple of you guys just... Yeah, a couple of you guys focus there. You two guys, if you can. One of you can focus over here. One of you just keep firing whatever you're firing on right now. We probably want to turn this guy over in this direction. Ready to deal with that. There's a handful of Roman archer generals. Hastati are winded, reloading. The elephants have decided to flee. That bloody Roman general is still alive. I'm going to deploy my own general directly into these Hastati, who are steady and have just been run into. I don't want him there. Luckily, that was their general, not mine. So a Roman general has just gone down. Do I recognise the name? I think that was this guy. I think that was this guy, in fact. I need somebody to come and take care of this. Unless, of course, are you still alive? Is there still a general alive? Yeah, there's still a general alive in there. So he's at 14 strength. And my archers are... Okay, everyone just focus some fire on this bastard. And... Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, just shoot him. Everyone just shoot him. This general is losing strength fast. Another one starts fleeing. Good. Next up, we've got ourselves... I think my elephants have gone berserk. And that is Astarte going as well. This guy's going to get away. I think I've lost pretty much all my cav. Actually, if there is any cav floating around anywhere, then what the heck is going on over here? Right, you guys, Greek cav, can you... No, don't let him get away, don't let him get away, don't let him get away! And just went straight for him. Right, these guys should probably take on these here triarii, who have just been running into the back of them, and, like, turning around wasn't a thing that actually appealed to you. Right, what else is going on here? There's still a tiny bit of stuff at the front door. Honestly, we're okay. The archers, these guys are trying to get on the archers. You guys just target your fire over here. Someone's fighting over here. We've taken some big knocks, but I was kind of expecting to be honest. That's entirely understandable. I've still got 36 generals units, which should be enough to see off. Yeah, like Principes over here. So I'm going to start deploying my general. You need to get over here and help out with that as well. Lovely. So at this point, these guys are probably going to be seen off. We've taken some serious knocks, but I don't think we're going to be allowed to walk straight into Rome. There's still going to be a handful of troops there when all's said and done. Just a handful of survivors. Are those still the flipping Praetorians? Those are the Praetorians who still haven't broken. Because of course they haven't. Right, just somebody focus a bit of firepower on the Praetorians, because they will never ever break otherwise. You see off these Velites. We're still at 36 on the general. That's absolutely fine. What's going on over here? You guys holding out here. You guys head over here. You guys just stand and fight as well as you can. We're very low on troops right now. We should still be able to mop this up. These guys just being seen off. Like, if nothing else, their generals are gone. So they're just going to break. And yeah, bear in mind, generally in Rome, when a unit broke, it stayed broken. Like, that's one of the things It's actually, I really like Thrones of Britannia. One thing I'm not convinced by is, like, when a unit breaks, it recovers so fast. Which is, it's kind of annoying, to be honest. Because if you keep chasing it down, it doesn't really seem to shatter. Like, it doesn't seem to be that likely to shatter at all. So that's kind of irritating. Right, there's some Astarte over there. Steady but exhausted. A heavy cav charge directly into them should take care of that, especially as they are surrounded. In fact, actually, there's something in the front here. Looks like they're trying to leave the battlefield at this exact moment in time. So a good cavalry charge straight up into the front of these bastards should hopefully cause them. Yeah, they're already on wavering and broken. And Triarii. No, those are Triarii. No, no, no. Stay back from them, please. I don't want to engage Triarii with my general unit. But for the most part, this all seems to be falling apart. Those guys are trying to charge into my cav, understandably. The AI, in terms of on the battlefield, in Rome, was surprisingly sophisticated for the very first 3D Total War. Like, it makes some interesting, good decisions. Like, you know, tries to get spearmen on top of your cavalry and all of that. Right, into the side of these bastards. And they break immediately. Nice. So, at that point, should be about done. What have happened to the Praetorians? I think that's them over there, presumably, right? That's presumably them over there. Yeah, should have sent light cav to chase them down. Now we're going to fight those bastards again. But I think that's about your lot. I don't see what else those guys are going to do at this point. In fact, what's left at the back? Oh, there's just a handful of ballista and whatever at the rear. Well, that's fine. We'll send the cav over there. But this is pretty much done. In which case, Claire, over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got, okay, this is adorable.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So, sorry, shout out to 42 Mushrooms who gave us £10.
Thank you very much indeed.
And said, my partner, Dodginator, wanted a shout out and to tell you that he is going to be cosplaying as John with an egg box and a linen shirt for the UK Games Expo in June. Any other tips on how to be John? Maybe like hold like a little mug of tea. Can we have a nice little mug of tea? That'd work. The Geek Cupboard said linen trousers. Sir Roderick said linen everything. I'm gonna be honest. I don't wear as much. I used to, okay. I was more of a British stereotype when I was at university. Then absolutely She says it's true like you knew me then. We had seen
pictures. You weren't in the country. You were French at the time. That doesn't even count.
John.
Yes.
I'm still French.
No.
Ho 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 ho.
Just a terrible French laugh. The French laugh is ho 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 ho. Has to be more nasally. Worst French laugh.
Oh my god.
You sit uncomfortably between the two. You're
Okay.
uncomfortably between the two. Oh dear. Heroic victory technically there. Very, very good indeed. Good night for
FYI,
recovering. Yes.
Nautilius's advice for being John was to ignore all advice.
That's true.
That
That's
was
very
quite good.
true. That's very true, Nautilius. Oh, I think I've actually got Rome. I did actually get it. No, it's very miserable. It's like all Roman cities, it does need to be exterminated because it starts off without any religion whatsoever, so it's a real nightmare city to hold. In fact, I think actually I might have just defeated Rome there. I think because I've killed their family members, I think they're done. And the Julii look like they were sending a handful of troops further south. The Numidians finally want an alliance. Yay! I've got friends. It's not like the Stellaris run. I've actually got a friend. Claire,
Yeah, sure. Sure you do.
I do have a friend. They just wanted to be friends, and I said yes.
Oh, and Lisa points out that maybe coasters. Bring coasters.
Yeah, you could bring coasters. You can make. I'm sure I've told this story before. I can't remember if it's on the Patreon or in a stream. But like at one point when I was at university, there was a come as a parody of yourself theme was the fancy dress, which was one of the best themes I've ever seen for a fancy dress party. It was fantastic. So basically I bought like the biggest thing of tea bags I could find on the cheap, and I basically sellotaped them together into items of clothing. So I made a tea skirt. I think I referred to it as a tea kilt. Officially, it was a tea kilt. So I basically just kind of created like a great big like what's like the Hawaiian style skirts? What are they technically called? Well, like it's made of like the
I'm not sure what they're
the streams of
actually
things
called.
down, but like that, but just with tea bags taped together. And then like I tried to make a full shirt, but that was quite difficult because it turns out that making clothes is actually a skill set that you need to know how to do. Who knew? So in the end, I just made like
a sash.
Yeah, I made like a pair of sashes and then a headband that I could wrap around my head. What I didn't realise was it was going to be quite a warm house party. So later in the evening I began to sweat, and the sweat went through the tea bags and meant discoloured brown tea-flavoured sweat.
Quit looking at me when you tell that story.
Tea-flavoured sweat was dripping down my face. I gave a friend of mine a hug. And she said, I can't remember the exact. I think she said it's like being molested by a cup of Earl Grey.
Ew.
I think was the phrase she used. But it was really unpleasant because like when the sweat reached your mouth, you had this taste of kind of it was salty but tea-ish. It was like salty but like lukewarm salty tea. Just like the taste of it on your lips.
Go on about it.
No, I do. This is a great story.
Yeah.
Who wants more stories about the tea? Oh dear.
John WTF, John stop.
John stop.
Ew, oh my god. Oh good god.
There
Apparently
we go.
Richard IV loves this story.
Nice. SPQR has been destroyed. All that's
TMI
left.
John.
Handful of just Velites. So Rome has officially fallen to ours. Huzzah. Nice stuff. Whew. Well, that is good. That is very, very good indeed. Lower the tax rate as well. And I think I can retrain everything here. Yeah, including my archers. Good. Right, I'm going to quickly just merge units together to repair more efficiently. Claire, back to you while I do that.
They are weird and they keep asking for more stories like that. Hashtag storytime with John.
It's best story time.
More tea stories, please. Continue, John.
More tea stories. Oh dear.
Oh.
Right, how many... wonder if I know any sexual stories that involve tea. There is that one, but I won't share that. Right, so, moving straight on. Claire, back to you.
I have to, monitor the chat. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I make it fun. I make it
do.
fun and interesting.
You do. It's funny because you were talking about tea. And
yeah.
like... You can see how people are already making sexual jokes about tea before tea bags.
Oh yes, okay.
Before you started, yeah.
Well, no, I didn't spot that one coming. All right, they've got filthier minds than me. All right, I didn't spot that one coming in the slightest. All right, I am an innocent in all of this, Claire.
Sure. Shout out to Sent Me a Badger, who gave us $5 and said my life would be better if I knew less about John's flavoured sweat. Congrats on taking Rome.
Yeah, that's kind of that exact noise. That's what you make when a bit of tea flavoured sweat comes to your eye. It's this kind of, ooh, it's kind of tasty, but it's also kind of not flavour.
No, it's not. Oh my god. Ugh.
Salty sweat tea. It doesn't taste as bad as you think, assuming it's your sweat that made it, and thus like it's less gross. Claire's face right now.
You need to stop talking about it, please.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Shout out to Zycoria, who gave us $25 and said, heart your face.
Oh, thank you, Zycoria.
I'm finally watching the XCOM series, and I just watched the episode with, spoiler alert, this is, I think, a few episodes back, so
yeah.
we're fine. But they just watched the episode where Janusborg dies.
Yeah, that was a while back. Don't worry.
He died for no good reason, and you were so casual about it.
Yeah.
Press F to pay respect.
Thomas Board did indeed die under very, very unfortunate, completely avoidable circumstances. We just wrote unavoidable in the letter we sent to his family because it made us like feel less embarrassed.
I mean, I think they knew.
No, for the most part, the council writes to me and says, "You are doing very well, Commander. Have an A and also a gold star."
No, they don't.
Aside from that one time they gave me a D because I kind of made some slight errors.
Uh-huh.
That one time. Was not happy about that. Not happy. Carry on, Claire.
Ooh, apparently, Plantagenet Air wants to know if we've heard the story about the UK's ambassador in the US and his scuffle with his French counterpart.
That sounds about right.
That sounds hilarious. We'll look it up.
That does sound about right, yes. Dear, oh dear. Anything else from you, Claire?
No, that's fine. Someone left a comment that I was slightly confused about, but that is fine.
That's okay. I imagine most of the comments are confused by the things I say under the circumstances, so this all seems eminently reasonable. All things considered. T-sweats.
Thomas wants to know, Claire, how, considering you can reach John's face, have you not slapped him?
You don't see what happens, when we're on break. That's basically what the breaks are for. It's the moments where Claire takes out her frustration. That's all it is. That's all it is right there. Get rid of a shrine to Aphrodite.
The breaks are to go hug Tabby.
And hug Tabby and retrieve Jaffa cakes if we forgot to have them already, yes.
We have them already.
We have them already, it's fine. Plus, it's probably get actually, it's not that warm today. But, like, Britain is having, it's a bank holiday weekend, meaning I'm legally obliged to give Claire an extra day off. What the hell? So, after today, you don't have to work again until Wednesday, right?
Woot.
Yeah, Claire gets till Wednesday off. Employment rights have gone too far. We need workhouses back. Now that I employ people, I've changed my opinion on workers' rights.
I'm sorry.
They're a massive government overreach.
You think there's a lot of video editors in Victorian workhouses, yeah?
Only because they didn't have videos. If they had have done, there would have been. Duh.
Okay, that was morally and also grammatically incorrect, so I'm really pissed off with you right now.
I'm sure you are. I need to send some reinforcements to this group. What's even here? Not that much. I can probably just deal with them, especially if I send some more archers. Ooh, actually, how many have you got? You've got 3 spots left. Deploy the Cretans and the Cataphracts to join the army. We'll go and take care of that next turn. Lovely. Right, Claire, back to you.
Yeah, sorry. I just got the chat is taking a weird turn.
I have done nothing to encourage this.
You know how you mentioned the council and XCOM gave you a D?
Yes.
So Thomas told everyone to press F to give John a D. Which, as it turns out, is very funny.
Uh-huh. Should clarify, the council gave me a D, they did not give me the D. Alright, this is very important differentiation here.
Uh-huh.
It's very, very important. And just keep sinking ships and chasing them off. And probably for the first time, actually, keep an eye... Oh, no, sorry, no, in Rome Total War, yes, Sardinia is one territory. I forget, it's only in Medieval 2, it's 2 separate ones. In Rome, it was a single unified territory. There's nothing on this island in Rome. making it completely pointless. Because, yeah, there's no point having land armies because you can't do anything like, pelt ships from the land. That was not a thing, which is kind of a shame. Also, where are the Julii armies have not quite swarmed as much as I thought they were going to, which is interesting, which makes me want to kind of send my spy a bit more in this direction to figure out where the heck they've just got to. I'm concerned that now I think they might be hiding down here beyond this mountain range. I'm not sure. We'll need to keep an eye on that. Still, just one more turn, then we'll have all of those guys healed up. Don't bother with that, in fact. Instead, get myself just one more unit of basic phalanx pikemen, just to slightly increase the length of the phalanx, because the phalanx isn't quite long enough for it. Did you just laugh because I used the word length?
No,
Did
I
you?
just laughed because the magnificent Mobius in chat says, thanks to John, I've started using the phrase eminently reasonable.
It's a good phrase. It's an excellent
but you
phrase.
never use it appropriately.
I think the phrase eminently reasonable needs to have a good talking to by the word literally, which is the word I abuse more than any other in the English language. As well as, and also, but then they both need to cower because the word fine just walked in. And the word fine has suffered so much at my hands. The word fine has been deployed when things were in fact not fine on many an occasion.
Anyway.
Yes.
Shout out to Thomas Richter.
Hello, Thomas Richter. Or are you going to say Reus correctly?
I always say Reis properly since I've been told.
Yeah.
It's Brazilian that I apparently have a problem with.
You can't... Wait, what's the problem with Brazilian?
Because apparently I say it too quick and it sounds like Brazilian. We've been over this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, shout out to Thomas who gave us 5 Brazilian reals.
Mm-hmm.
Reais.
Ah! Ha ha!
You made me do it wrong!
Oh
You
dear.
made me do it wrong.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Anyway, as the chat...
Bit of a Brazilian little faux pas there.
Oh god.
Or maybe
okay.
a Brazilian folks pas, as Claire would say.
No.
Carry on, Claire, carry on.
So Thomas says, as the chat is hinting as well, please, John, do a full playthrough of Fallout 2.
I will get to Fallout 2 at some point or other. It's not quite top of the list for things that are up next, but we will get to it, don't you worry.
Also, shout out to RN, who gave us £4.99, 99 pence even, and said, I just wanted to send a few pounds to my favourite YouTuber I've been watching for over a year and loving these live streams.
Oh, well, thank you very, very much indeed.
And Thomas gave us another 2 Brazilian reais and wanted to know if today is the Saturday, the Saturday.
No, that's next Saturday.
Yes!
But I mean it this time. Okay, the update is I've recorded the audio. The audio has been recorded for the video. Okay, the video has its audio recorded, and I've recorded all the footage I need, including 4 different sets of pickups for recording additional footage I didn't originally realise I was going to need. Meaning it is now, I think, 25 hours of footage that need to somehow be cut down to 2.5 hours to match up with the audio. So it's going to be a 2.5 hour long video essay about why Fallout 3 is better than you think it is. That's what's coming up, next week.
TN Charcoal points out that, John, you said that last Saturday.
I did, but the video's got... Okay, I could have got it out this week, but it wouldn't have been as good as it could be if you let me have another week.
Yeah,
it
but
could
also
be really
if you
good.
had gotten it out this week, there would have been literally no other videos.
There would have been several missing
We're
videos,
already
and
so
also
far behind
in
all the
some
things.
ways
Oh
this
my
is
God.
Claire's fault for having 3 days off because of employment rights.
Excuse me.
If Claire wasn't having 3 days off,
Are you
then we could
kidding
probably actually manage this. And you know what else? You know what else Claire demands? She demands the first and last day of every week off.
No, she.
Well, actually, you don't. That's the thing you don't demand. Well, you demand 2 days out of every 7 off. Do you have any idea what percentage of the week is wasted because Claire wants 2 days out of every 7 off? French people. Never employ French people.
I think what you mean is that I will only work 40 hours a week.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's a lie because I do loads of overtime. But, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as a base, I think you envision something more like, 80 or 100.
Yeah, precisely.
And I
French
won't do that.
French people. Bloody French people.
Dear.
Anyway, we've got an attack coming in here, which is the Julii have indeed attacked Patavium. With only one army, I was expecting them to kind of crowd round a bit more. Luckily, it doesn't have a general, and it is, for the most part, just, basic Astarte. Some onagers, which is kind of interesting, so I might need to see if I can send some cav round to snipe them off. Handful of velites and some dogs. So with all of these flipping rams, and in addition the onagers, they'll tear through the walls, so I need to draw up deep in the city. Let's see what we can do in terms of a defence. Anyway, back to Claire while we draw that up.
Anyway, shout out to Nathaniel, who gave us $5. And said the farmer counted 196 cows in his field, but when he rounded them up, he had 200.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
That took me a second.
I mean, it took me like literally 5 minutes because it's
Mm-hmm.
I get very literal minded.
Yes.
To use your favorite word.
Yeah.
With puns. Because once I get like one meaning in my head, it's quite difficult to like figure out all the other ones. But yeah.
Okay, we've been unlucky here because the angle the Julii are approaching from is an angle that's going to give them pretty much a straight shot straight up a really short street to the plaza. Like if they'd been coming from the north, this would have been much easier because there's much more windy for them to have to deal with. As it is, they're going to get in pretty easily. So fine, I'm just going to have to draw up deep along this road. And then probably a few more along this road as well, because some of them are going to loop round this way. And we'll see what we can do from there. Claire, back to you, assuming you're not sniggering because I just used the word deep. I truly hope
now that
not.
You mentioned it, I wasn't listening, but now that you mention it. Anyway, Claire should found a union and go on strike. Claire,
no!
Overthrow the bourgeoisie, vive la révolution. Hit him.
Do not overthrow the bourgeoisie. I'm pretty sure I'm the bourgeoisie, so don't overthrow me.
I hope Claire gets paid overtime. Claire should go on strike.
Claire should not go on strike. Should definitely not go on strike.
Yeah, no, I do have a union though. Tabby's my rep.
Tabby is the rep. She's the fuzziest, cutest rep too.
Okay, well, I mean, that's workplace harassment, but sure.
Uh-huh. You tell us she's the fluffiest. In fact, you often make specific references to the fluffiness of her butt.
I mean,
I think that's pretty inappropriate, quite frankly, of our intern.
Family.
Uh-huh. You make references to your family's butts on a regular. That's also weird.
Okay, fine, whatever.
That's no less weird, Claire. That's no less weird.
Okay.
You have no idea how few opinions I have on the butts of my family. Like, if you asked me to rank my family in order of how good their butts were, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Okay? That's how little thought I've put into this. But apparently, just people just roll differently in France. This is French people for you right there.
You're so flipping annoying.
Do you remember that play we went to go and see where just at random there was the ridiculous French joke? When we were in Cambridge.
Yeah, but that was your friends.
Yeah, but they didn't know you.
Yeah, but
they didn't change the script last minute it's not all about you, Claire.
I mean, I would not put it past you, by the way.
To have let Dan know ahead of time and then changed that. Yeah,
totally.
quite possibly.
But you know.
Oh dear. Right, back to Claire, yes.
Yeah, sorry, we do have quite a few things to catch up on.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, shout out to Snowdo, who gave us $50. Thank you very, very much indeed. And there wasn't a message, but if you want to leave one, you can reply me in the chat. I hope I haven't missed anything that you sent, but yeah, you can go ahead and do that. And also shout out to Connor, who gave us $10, also without a message. So same applies, of course.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Dirty Old Man, who gave us 50 Danish kroner, and said, I've been meaning to ask, does the Cult of Claire have an antagonist? If not, can I nominate my kitten Lucifer? He's a mischief champion.
Logically, aren't I the antagonist of the Cult of Claire?
No, you totally are. You definitely are.
That's the thing.
And that kitten sounds adorable.
That does sound like an adorable kitten.
So there you go. No, you definitely are. Shout out to... Oh, how appropriately named. Shout out to Evil John Clone 666.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of you right there, who gave us $5 and says, tell whatever Romans remain to pray to Elephant Jesus.
Strikes me as eminently reasonable.
Also, I got my first debit card, and this is the second thing that I did with it.
Excellent.
So thank you very much.
Oh,
That's
thank
really
you very,
cool.
very much indeed. Debit cards are so cool.
Just like as a piece of tech?
Well, just in general, being able to, like, you know, spend money with plastic and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I think teenagers get them younger than they used to, actually, because I think now, like, there's a lot of, like, teenage accounts that come with, like, cards you can actually use.
Yeah.
And when I was a teenager, that was not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, when I was a teenager, like, you had to deal with cash and whatever for quite some time. You just dealt with that. So...
Yeah.
But I think now you can get them a lot earlier. So I think like teenagers can online shop with the money in their accounts a lot earlier, which is cool. If probably a terrible idea.
I mean, to be fair, like, how long did you have the internet before you had a debit card? Because like, for me, that wasn't super long.
Well, also like online shopping wasn't as popularized at the time.
Yeah.
As well, like Amazon wasn't around and eBay wasn't around and whatever. So, like, you know, there weren't the big sites that you knew you could trust. Like, all online shopping at that point had, like, people just viewed it as fundamentally dodgy and risky.
Yeah, totally.
So people didn't do it as much. Like, it's been the arrival of the big, more reliable retailers that means people are actually, you know, will shop online. Because, yeah, we didn't have the reliable things back then. So that's kind of why that is, I think. Just so you know, my plan, by the way, is I'm bringing these cav out the side. These cav are basically just going to come and try and assassinate these onagers, who are now just firing into the town. But interestingly, they're much more likely to hit their own guys than they are to actually hit anything else. Though, actually, you know what? These guys have got double 2 experience and silver weapons and armor. Yeah, they're totally... Oh, they've started to... Yeah, the fire effects were not spectacular and rough.
Oh, bless.
It was the best we could manage in whatever year this game came out in. Not quite a long time ago. But they're actually quite likely to hit their own units at some point. In fact, I'm not even sure what they're aiming at right now. I think they might just try to burn down my city because Romans are dicks. In fact, it's especially annoying because... Oh! I think they might have just... No, I think they just missed. They almost hit their own guys there. They almost hit their own guys. Sadly, there was no, like, Attila system where, like, you know, there was escalation of damage over time or anything like that. And... Oh, close miss again. Close miss again. Right, the cavalry is continuing to come on its way. So far, none of my guys are engaged because I've drawn my guys safely far back. The onagers won't be able to hit them. And, in fact, they've completely abandoned the rams they spent, like, 2 turns building and just, like, knocked down the walls and now they're heading in. Looks like they're heading the direction I expect them to, however. They're just going to head up this street and up this street. So they're going to walk straight into my prepared phalanxes. Looks like there might be 1 unit coming up the side, but if they do, it's basic Astarte with no general, so that's fine. The smoke wasn't bad, though. That's not terrible smoke effects, to be honest.
I mean, it's kind of terrible on the sides.
Yeah. A little bit, okay, it is a bit on the side, but in the middle it's not a bad approximation. But yeah, the Romans are just burning down the city at this point. They don't like the fact that, it's being held by Greeks, I think. I think we're almost in a position for this guy to start swinging and actually doing some good work. We can actually put a stop to these bloody onagers, or at least we'll be able to once we get around... Who's leading this? It's just some Astarte. I'll get around the back and hit these guys first in that case, that's fine. Right, Claire, back to you as Flipping Batavia burns.
A lot of people in the chat talking about debit cards and how you only got them and stuff. There's a lot of people saying they got them in high school when they were like 16 or 17. Someone said like 13 years old. Which
that does not surprise me.
Yeah. I mean,
like I think very soon my nieces and nephews will probably have a debit card, which is terrifying.
I mean, I don't know. I suppose you need. It does make good sense to have some kind of money and some kind of communications. I remember, when I was in high school and university, when people were starting to get their own phones younger, there was a lot.
When did you have your first mobile phone?
I think I was like 16 or something.
I think I had it young. I think the technology came a little bit earlier in the UK and was popular a bit earlier, because I'm pretty sure I had like a crappy basic Nokia 8210 before that.
Yeah, I had a Nokia 3310 for my first.
But then could you walk to your school? How did you get to your school when you were young?
I got my phone in high school for sure, so at least I was at least 15.
Yeah.
But my middle school was walking from home, yeah.
You see, the thing is, like, from when I was 11, I was in a different town for school, so I actually had to get a bus to school every day. So, like, if, like, the bus was cancelled or whatever, I would have no way of getting home. So, therefore, that's why, they prioritised on me getting, like, a basic crappy phone pretty early on.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Tantrika, who said that they got the credit card at 13, is saying they are now 31.
A credit card? I don't think they got a credit card at 13.
Sorry.
I don't think we're giving 13-year-olds credit cards.
I have to say, like, in France, there's not that, like, using a credit card for credit was not very common when I was growing up, and we always used the phrase credit card to mean debit card. And it's still something that trips me up.
I think I forgot about this cavalry over here, by the way. I think I may have slightly forgotten about this. Yeah, I totally forgot about this here cavalry. Are
those corpses?
Those are no, that's Christmas trees that have been left out because they went brown.
Sure.
That's what's going on there. They're Christmas trees.
Anyway, though. Oh, dear.
Christmas trees, you can't prove otherwise.
Shout out to Thomas Richter, who gave us 2 Brazilian reais, and said, I have a Ragnar Lothbrok costume I handmade myself. So
excellent.
I'm going to Google that because I'm not sure who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. Okay, so this is a Viking hero / character who is also on the show Vikings.
And something he's done to bring in the background. Like, for such an old game when there's been so many Total War since, Rome Total War just occasionally looks really pretty. You can just come up with some really pretty little scenes out of Rome Total War. It's very beautiful sometimes. And yeah, these guys will just basically be able... Like, this is the thing. Greeks are not good at taking cities because, like, when they try and take the cities, then they have to be up on the walls. And when they're up on the walls, they can't actually, like, be in phalanx formation. But once you're actually defending a city, you can just block up the streets with phalanxes and just basically let them throw themselves against you. Now, there is something over here by the looks of it. Yeah, one unit of Astartes way over there, but I think they're actually looping around to join up with their friends, so... If they are heading straight towards the plaza, they're going to be some time off, and I've actually got some Greek cav to maybe intercept them. This flank is pretty much giving up because there's not actually that much there. One more unit of Velites, but that's not going to be much at all. In fact, just in case those guys do cause trouble, I'm going to draw up this guy back here, just so there's some defense behind me, because I do know those guys might be coming in. This unit might fall, but honestly, right now they are... Yeah, they're eager. They're tired, but they're still eager despite having taken a few knocks, because they're just losing men so flipping slowly. I could probably... Like, this is the point where I wish I had some artillery. Because if I had some artillery, I could properly just, like, drop the artillery on there. Oh, there's a building collapse in the background. Not the most spectacular animation there, but it'll do. I could bring my elephants round and just slam my elephants into the rear of this entire group, but I feel like that would not be a good idea. This, yeah, right now... Actually, they are tired, wavering. Oh, I think they might be about to... A mass rout might actually be about to trigger, so actually this might have been the perfect time to deploy my elephants, but in fact, I'm actually going to deploy some cav. General's bodyguard. Yeah, I'm going to deploy my own general's bodyguard just as a mop-up force at the side. So I'm just going to deploy them over here and bring them round. Unless, of course, these guys are... Where are you? Oh, you're just round there. Well, you're not doing much good. You may as well just head No, I'm going to bring you back round to the plaza as well. That'll be fine. Right, Claire, back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Peter Weitzman, who gave us £4 and said, John, the word literally no longer means literally. Literally now means figuratively.
That seems reasonable.
Some dictionaries list it as both. It's really interesting. If you do define literally in Google, to get the dictionary definitions, it comes up with 1 literal blah 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 and then 2 figuratively.
That's kind of ridiculous, but I love it. Right, you got a bad charge off, so I'm going to actually pull you back because I don't want you guys taking more knocks than you have to with your lovely little companion cavalry. In fact, I'm pretty sure they didn't get the Peter throw off because I barely took any damage there. Let's just pull you guys off here and bring 1 unit over here just to guard this area. Fast as you'd like, if you'd be so kind. You guys get back here, lovely. Yes!
Send me a badger says, I feel old. I got my first cell phone at 19 in college. In high school, having a cell phone got you a lot of negative attention as you were assumed to be dealing drugs.
Wow.
Apparently in the late 90s.
Nice. Nice.
Oh dear. Anyway, shout out to Alana who gave us £5 and
Thank you very much indeed.
I have a book recommendation for you both, the Razorland trilogy by Anne Aguirre. It reads like a Fallout game plays. I binged the whole trilogy in one night.
Ah, interesting. Presumably not that long, therefore. It must be quite a short thing in that case.
Yeah, I mean, a night has many hours in it, and sometimes you need...
Yeah, but like, if you tried to binge like an entire Robin Hobb trilogy in a night, you physically couldn't do it.
Yeah,
no matter how fast a reader you are.
That's, you know... that's high fantasy, like secondary world.
It's not that's not that high fantasy.
Well, it's secondary world epic fantasy. Like there are different.
I don't know. I define it as tertiary world epic fantasy myself.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And you haven't read as much Robin Hobb as me.
No, but like you can't just make up like.
You're right. It is kind of quaternary epic fantasy.
God, I hate you. Anyway, thank you, Eleanor. I'm bookmarking it on Goodreads.
Yes. Is it tagged as tertiary or quaternary epic fantasy there? Oh, she's giving me the finger. Excellent. That first line is still just holding up here. This is beautiful. These guys are all shaken, exhausted. I'm actually going to try and do it. I'm going to actually try and send my elephants round the side to see if I can actually intercept this entire group with nothing but elephants. It's going to be beautiful. It's just going to be absolutely beautiful. Claire, back to you while I try and get my elephants into position for this ridiculous move.
Sorry. Shout out to Peter Whiteman again. He gave us £2 and wanted to know, John, when will you next do a dating sim?
I do have one I'm thinking about doing. I don't know exactly when. It's one of those games that lives on the shortlist where it will feed into a slot whenever a slot is available where there's not a new thing I want to cover.
Ooh, I think I know the one you mean, but I'm not sure.
Well, I think there's 2 that are actually listed in the long list right now.
Yeah.
So up to you. But yeah, there's 2. I won't give a clue because one of the clues makes it way too obvious. Which one we're actually referring to. Come on, get in there so I can get my bloody elephants out of here. Let's get my elephants out of there, please. Unless, of course, the group's already collapsed in the meantime. No, it's still holding. There's just a massive cluster right there. As soon as you guys engage, I will probably at that point just send my elephants and everything. Yeah, deploy everything. Deploy everything. They're already wavering, so now we can just basically get around them. Charge straight through, and they break. Lovely. Right. Deploy elephants and cav straight through the line.
Did you have cavalry outside?
I did.
Thank you, Chitara.
There they are. Apparently they've already seen one unit of onagers off. They can now see off the other. Thank you. I was busy focusing on Operation Smash Elephants into the back of people. Are you saying you don't want me to pursue that plan with most of my attention?
I'm just saying thank you to Chitara.
Well, she was the sexiest of the Thundercats. That's true. In fact, actually, this is the better way to go to get up behind them. This is going to be a far shorter route. Good. Deploy all elephants around back of main Roman army. At this point, there's a very big number of exhausted Roman troops, just basically in various states of shaken and, yeah, shaken but not wavering, who can't get past this phalanx. I'm going to drive an elephant right up all their arses, and we're going to see what happens as a result of that. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be just flipping beautiful. Claire, back to you.
Shout out to Martin, who gave us €5 and said I had to take some time off from work this week. You guys kept me sane. Much love from me. P.S. Claire, you say my name somewhat right, so good job. I hope I still did say that after like the pressure of you like mentioning it, because I was suddenly very unsure as to how I'd say your name before.
Which name was that?
I don't think it's.
Was that Quantin? Quam. Good old Quantin.
Anyway, shout out to.
I'm not sure Quantin's been back again. I think you offended him.
Quentin has been.
You someone said Quantin! You actually got it wrong!
I said Quentin.
Not first time you did it. You almost said Quantin.
Yeah, almost is the key word. Anyway, shout out to DF, who gave us £2 and said, John is not gifted, Claire is gifted, and that is all. Just a little reminder I think you should bear in mind.
That is true. It is true. Well, it's kind of lies. I think it's fake news.
It is true.
I think it's fake news.
Don't. Please.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to, now that you've brought up fake news, do you want to also make another abortion joke?
No, that's fine.
Okay, good.
Carry on. Here we go. The elephants are coming in. The elephants are coming in. Okay. This is... Don't break. Until the elephants get there, do not break.
That's amazing.
They're steady but exhausted. Yes.
So when you were talking about Chitara being a sexy Thundercat, the chat started going on about like whether you were a furry or not, and you immediately said, "I'm going to ram an elephant up their arse." So there you go.
Excellent indeed. Kind of, for a certain measure of excellence.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna stop now. Speaking of elephants,
yes.
Shout out to Bath Caveman, who gave us $5 and said, now here's elephants in hexadecimal. 45, 4C, 45, 50, 48, 41.
Excellent.
40, 54, 53. Here you go.
Excellent.
There you go, you've learned a thing.
Okay, here we go. It's happening. The elephants are eager. They're going in. They're just going to basically just charge straight through literally all of this and just try and cut through as best they can. Yeah, they're just going to start getting through some people. Exhausted. The elephant, come on elephants, just push through. Push through to the people at the front. I'm going to send in some cav to support the elephant. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. We've got one break. Come on, trigger more brakes, trigger more brakes. What? Look, it's happened! The elephants have triggered the routes! Yes! Yes! Continue! Yes! My chest hurts.
So do my ears.
Deploy the cavalry. Oh, that was amazing. That actually worked. Oh, yes.
Shout out to Strawberry Wafers, who says the most fabulous laugh. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
The nice thing is, of course, yeah, if an elephant runs into a routing unit, it automatically does the kicking them up in the air as the I'm killing a routing unit animation. So if you can get elephants right in the middle of a really tight, like, bunch of routing enemies, it leads to basically just, like, Romans in a blender. except with the elephants as blades. It's beautiful.
Natalia says now with 50% more flying men.
Yeah, precisely.
Also...
Amazing.
Quick, restart John.exe.
There's a lot of elephant killed. I want to see how many kills the elephants got in the battle statistics now. Okay. There's the elephants. The elephants got 1,004. The elephants got 1,000 kills. I think they got like that's probably about as much as everyone else put together. The elephants got 1,000 kills. Yeah, 1,000 casualties were inflicted by them, and okay, I mean, nearly half. Yeah. Nearly half. Nice.
More than a third.
Yes. So that worked pretty well.
Shout out to Stephen who gave us £2 for that laugh.
Yeah. Damn well deserved, I'd say.
Shout out to DF who gave us £2 for the brilliance that was the elephants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Shout out to Draco who says it's raining men.
Hallelujah. Oh, that was amazing. I'm glad we got that off. I'm very glad we just got that off right there.
Shout out to Robin who says I feel sorry for everyone wearing headphones. That's pretty fair.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Oh gosh.
That was amazing though, Claire. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Right there. Right, let's just quickly merge these guys together for some ease of retraining. Yeah, now I can easily retrain the lot of them. Can't fit anything else in, but I'll get a spy in just for counter spying to make sure they can't get a spy in. And simultaneously, yeah, just work on retraining anything that we can over here. Obviously, we can't retrain the elephants because there's no elephants around here. And what have we got? Allies. Gaul and Spain are allies, and Gaul is technically a client kingdom, but that never lasts in this game. They like break that every single turn. New kid gets brought in. A calm gatebreaker engineer. Yeah, not bad. 16-year-old kid. That's not bad at all. Is the guy in Jerusalem. He's 38, but he's not so good. I'm just going to basically hand over everything to the kid and send the kid up north as quickly as possible because the kid could actually be promising. So I'm just going to send that kid up north to Antioch and he can be part of the next army. Thank you very much. Claire's just put lights on so I don't actually, like, you know, lose my eyesight because of etc, etc.
I mean, mostly I did it because I was getting a headache.
And also, it was entirely selfish as it turned out. Tragic.
Yeah. Right,
let's get this. We've got more elephants over there. Yes, everything seems to be okay. Right, I'm going to go spend some money around the Empire. Claire, over to you.
Yeah, shout out to Sparta McIntyre, who gave us £10 and said, "Greetings from the Republic of Scotland. John and Claire, if you could create an Assassin's Creed game, what setting would you pick? Mine would be occupied Warsaw in World War II, though with balancing modern-ish guns would be a challenge."
Yeah, it's interesting. We haven't had... I don't think we've actually ever had ancient Greece yet, have we? We've had... There's been Constantinople. There's been various Italian ones. There's been Egypt in early kind of Romanish era. I'm not sure we've ever actually had... I think Greece would technically be the first chronological one if they ever did one. So I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind, like, you know, Athens and Peloponnesian War. That'd be fun.
Yeah. That sounds fun. It's not really my type of game, but I think if I played it, I'd rather go for like there was a really piratey one, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was Black Flag even. I had fun with I had fun with Chronicles.
Despite the fact that was Chronicles, yeah, and I thought that sounded
I had fun with that one. It took away a lot of the open world faff that kind of bogs down some of modern Assassin's Creed. So I actually really enjoyed Chronicles.
No, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
like it felt more playable, you know, like because I play more like smaller games than like really big open world things, and then that felt a lot more accessible, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, people are making fun of your pronunciation of Black Flag.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, you need to stop making fun of me for saying things wrong, and then I'll support you when people are being
No, you won't. Don't even pretend.
It's not like I'm you.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't like just.
I know, but we are working on that. We're working on it though. We're working
on making me be you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think the chat wants that. Anyway, shout out to Evil John Clone 666, who gave us $5 and says, I say that Claire should work 366 days a year and John plays video games all day.
I agree. This is an excellent idea right there.
Shout out to Ella, who gave us £2 and said Claire already has a union. # Cult of Claire.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Tabby's my rap.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. But like serious comment. Shout out to Soju Fresh, who gave us $10 and said, "This is a genuine thank you for introducing me to this wonderful game. 700 hours played since I first watched your Brutii Eye game."
I've easily got 1,000 hours in this game. I don't know how much, but...
Yeah, but it's...
Yeah, that's in a relatively short time frame. That's my like however many hours it is, because much of it was on a CD copy, so I don't have the Steam library to tell me. I would estimate I must have 2,000 hours in this game total, like since like 2005. So that's some fast progress right there. That's some very fast progress right there. If I can, I'm just going to actually auto-resolve this, because Capital's not desperately well occupied. So if I can just auto-take this... actually, you know what? I think I can just go in with the... I've got the Thracians with me in the Basterni. It's basic troops. If I can get away with it, fair enough, I'll manually fight it then if you're going to be fussy with me, game. Dear flipping dear.
Ooh, interesting question. Dirty Old Man wants to know, wouldn't an evil John clone be good?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? Which theory of clones you subscribe to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because,
carry on.
Well, sometimes, like, if you've got, like, say twins, you say there's, like, the good twin and the evil twin.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's me, and then there's my twin brother, who I keep locked in the eaves.
Yeah, that's where my boyfriend went.
Yeah, he's the good one. And then, but a clone is effectively the same as a twin.
Yeah,
so therefore, logically, each time you clone, does it flick between good, evil, good, evil, good, evil? Or do you clone over the goodness and the evilness as well? You see? Big important questions here. Big important questions.
Yeah.
And we're approaching for a bit of an awkward angle here, but we could go... If I was to go over on this side, yeah, I'll probably just approach from this angle, to be honest, and just punch straight through the wall right here, and then just head in through that way. Excuse me. That should probably be fine. I'll just, I'll set up the honor just like that. We'll just punch down that wall and just run straight in. That should be absolutely fine. Right, back to you while I set things up here.
Yup. Yeah. Shout out to Mostly Caffeine, who gave us £5 and said debit cards are great until you lose one and spend the next few days living off of small change and what's in your cupboards. It's been a long week.
Oh.
And then also you have to go through all the faff of like replacing all your direct debits and stuff. That's really annoying. So hopefully you get a new one soon.
Yes, that definitely sounds like a good thing.
Now, Thomas Richter gave us another 2 Brazilian reais and would like you to talk about Molossus for him, please. And that is the Roman dogs, apparently.
Oh, not an area of my expertise in the slightest. I cannot. I'm gonna have to actually delegate that out to Claire, who can do a quick bit of research. This is not an area I know anything about, really. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to delegate this to Claire.
Okay, well, there's a disambiguation page on Wikipedia, so this is gonna take a hot minute. Oh, it's an extinct breed of dogs, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a character in Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Who is a son to Ptolemy and Andromache.
Yep, but I think we want the dogs here, given what we were saying. We want the puppies.
Fine.
We want the puppies.
The Molossus or Molossian Hound is a breed of dog from ancient southern Europe. Extinct breed considered to be the ancestor of today's Mastiff type dogs and many other modern breeds.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Yeah, the particular vagaries of Roman dog breeding, I'm afraid is not something I know anything about. The thing about British universities is we really specialise over here. So, like, you know, you pick your modules. Just because I did classics doesn't mean I do, like, a little bit of all classics. Like, there are huge chunks I just did not study.
Yeah.
Like, me personally, while I was at university, even though I did a 4-year course at Oxford, I didn't, like, say, basically, I, like, studied Alexander the Great, like, the absolute bare minimum, bare fact I need to understand subsequent socio-political situation that was inherited by the Romans. Like, but actually Alexander himself, like, bare bones is my knowledge. I specialised in Roman imperial political history of the late Republican to mid-imperial era, and literature, Hellenic literature of the 5th century BC, primarily theatrical and also epic. So just obscure facts about, you know, particular breeds of warhounds. Not my thing, I'm afraid. I would not be able to tell you.
Yeah, Thomas says that apparently Rottweilers came from them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's also a picture of his cosplay on my Twitter, so if people want to see that, I can put
The John play? Or is this the Viking play?
No, it's the Viking
Ah, the
cosplay.
Viking one.
It looks really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see that. I see that in the corner of my eye. That's very cool. That's a good shield. That's
Yeah.
good hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give that man a shield. Anyway, we're allowed. That's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer. Excellent.
What?
Then they didn't give him a shield. They just gave him a gauntlet with some sticky outy bits.
They gave him 2 little tiny hands. Anyway.
They're not very good as a shield. He's probably a bit disappointed. Poor Captain America. I mean, like, you know, if he decided he wanted to do his thing he's famous for, where he, like, tosses a shield, it bounces between 3 enemies, I mean, he's probably going to be disappointed when he takes off his glove, tosses it, and just bounces off the first guy and falls to the ground, because, like, you know, it's not a vibranium shield anymore. He must have been very disappointed
I'm sorry.
in how terrible it
Given
was.
it in Wakanda, it was made of vibranium.
Yeah, but he couldn't... Yeah, but I bet if he threw it at someone, it didn't just bounce to someone else. Probably.
And the way into the city is open for
I
our
mean...
soldiers. Order the attack.
I don't think it did.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a lot more of him just using it to punch people in the face. Well,
Exactly.
monsters in
But
the
his
face.
thing is, but with the shield, he could punch like 3 people in the face in one go. But not with a glove. Dear oh
It's
flipping
not
dear.
bloody... Anyway, I think if that film tells us anything is to not underestimate gloves. But whatever.
Sure, okay, fair enough. Fair
Anyway.
enough. That's an extremely good comeback. Fair point.
Anyway, we shall stop talking about it. There shall be no actual spoilers.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so poppies, you can Google them, and there's a like sculpture of a dog from the British Museum. That's
We
on
probably
that thing
stole
as
it from
well.
another country and are refusing to give it back.
Apparently, it's a Roman copy of a lost Greek bronze, so we haven't actually.
It's probably lost because we stole the original.
It seems like we stole the copy as well. So.
Yeah. We stole the original, we lost it, can we steal the copy now? This sounds like an eminently British Museum sort of thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, that's the towers in this part of the world taken care of. That means I can just bring up the archers and start laying down some suppressing fire on all these bastards. Nice. Claire, back to you while we bring up the archers.
Shout out to Pyro Gear, who gave us 100 Norwegian krona and said, "Hey John, I just got home from a Saturday class and I found a live stream to go with my cup of tea, just what the doctor ordered."
Ooh, excellent.
Sounds very, very nice.
Sounds a lovely day indeed. Oh, those Cretans tear apart the Hastati. That's beautiful. That is just lovely.
Yeah, Ragin gave us $20 and said, "Hey John, you've become my favorite YouTuber over the past year I've been watching. I was always a space nerd, but thanks for inspiring me to become a history nerd too."
Oh, good.
Oh, that is
Excellent.
very
I am very
nice.
glad, yes.
Yeah, that is very nice. And shout out to Classic Max Reviews, who gave us $2 Canadian
Best dollars, possibly. I'm not sure. We sometimes change our mind on that.
and said, "Hello again, guys. Thanks for continuing Rome Total War." So there you go.
Excellent. Well, it's a bit of an unfortunate message because, yeah, this is probably the finale.
Yeah, but I mean, we're continuing it until the end. I think
Yes.
a couple of people have mentioned in the chat that you also said it would be the finale of Mass Effect Andromeda, the live stream, and then that went away.
Yeah, well, you know what? The last time I played that was when you'd naffed off to some convention somewhere. So probably the next time you naff off and you're not here, I'll actually finish off Andromeda. Plus, I would have finished off Andromeda if people weren't like, do every single flipping sub-quest.
Anyway, tune in for Mass Effect Andromeda live stream
In August.
In August, basically,
Damn
when 9
straight.
Worlds and WorldCon happens, and I have 2 full weeks booked off for that.
Yeah, I haven't approved that yet, so...
Didn't you? You did.
I can take it back.
No, you can't, because I've booked plane tickets and I'm going.
I'm pretty sure I can take it back regardless.
I mean, I'm still going because I've bought plane tickets, so, you know.
Mm-hmm. And after that, you know where you're going? The unemployment line!
Uh-huh.
Fine, I guess you can go on holiday this
Woot!
one occasion. I guess that's
Let's
okay.
just quickly double check how many other days off I haven't taken this year.
Probably quite a few. Can you just like be like you know, like I hear like happens in American workplaces,
No, I can't.
where like you take pride in not taking your full holiday entitlements? Because that seems
the
like
problem is that I did that last year and then I had a day off extra this year.
boo.
So, what do you mean boo? I didn't take one of my days last year. That's
Yeah, now you're insisting on taking it this year, which is weird.
It's in my contract.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have given you one of those.
But you know I'm not gonna work without a contract, right? Because that would be a crazy thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. And the Triarii start being torn apart here. And as they're up the side, I can now get up them while the archers can continue fight. Oh, yeah. That's some nice archer fight on Triarii. Yeah, they're broken immediately. I don't have much cav, but I'll bring up the cataphracts I've got. Actually, you know what? Thracians are really fast. They'll just tear these guys apart. And by now, some of the guys up on the wall should consider moving down at some point or other. A bit more coming in.
Oh, sweet.
And that's
13
it,
days
started.
of vacation remaining this year.
Is that including, you've already booked off like Christmas and all the stuff in the summer?
I haven't booked up Christmas.
Okay,
but
good.
The summer stuff is booked.
Cool. And then, yeah, we've now officially got ourselves our entry point into Capua. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to draw up some defensive troops over here. And then just basically draw the line up there. And then these guys eventually will come down. And whenever they do, they'll run straight into actual phalanxes. Meanwhile, my Thracians are just going to basically, because they're fast moving and amazing, are just going to go and basically swarm the... Yeah, they're just going to swarm the plaza. Because it's just Equites and War Dogs. So they can just swarm the plaza. And while they're trying to do that, yeah, the Romans on the walls are going to have no way to actually respond. Because the phalanxes are going to be in the way. Which is going to work just flipping beautifully.
Okay. People are talking about you being mean.
Not being mean. You're taking holidays. That's being mean. That's being mean to me as your employer. Very mean.
I mean, I don't care.
Wow.
I care about, like, you as my partner.
This
I don't massively
this is
care
what-
about the feelings of my employer.
This is what the cult of Claire will do to you people. She just doesn't care. End of the day, she doesn't care. The cult of Claire, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't care. You should put that in like big letters above the door.
The cult of Claire says you should care about the feelings of your cat and your partner and not your employer.
I care about the feelings of my cat. I'd never not care about the feelings of Tabby.
There you go. You say that, and yet you stomp a lot in the house and it scares her.
I only do that when I get overexcited about a game or something I want to do.
So like about 4 times a day. But
Thereabouts.
you know.
Right, in come the Thracians. We need to take out the dogs and all the rest of it. And did you just break immediately? Okay, come on, guys. Don't let... Okay, you're disappointing me, Thracians. Thracians are supposed to be... Wow! Well done, you stupid bastards. Thracians are supposed to be good shock troops. Oh, they must have had a real massive debuff off the Warhounds. Right, a lot of Thracians are about to be eaten. Well, that's fine. Where are the... Ah! Well, this is working to my advantage anyway. It looks to me like the troops are coming down off the walls, and they're going to run straight into the phalanxes. So, bare minimum, there's going to be a very, very big pile of troops waiting here. The dogs aren't going to pursue, are they? They probably are. I think at this point, the dogs now they've been released, will basically just run forever at... Yeah! The dog's coming. That means I need to get a phalanx set up over here now. You need to... Yeah, the archers need to get the hell out of here. And that means you need to get out of formation. Get out of formation. Out of... There you go. And you just need to get around over here and block in the dogs like now. That'll do. And you guys just need to draw up in this position and just basically, yeah, block up the street from the other side. And now the dogs will walk straight into the phalanx in a second, and that will be all fine. But you guys need to hurry the hell up, and the Cretans need to get the hell out of dodge. But yeah, the dogs are going to try and get through, but they shouldn't be able to get through if these guys stop. And spears down, and redraw yourselves up into a good position, please. Just in time for the first dogs to arrive. And now the dogs they're trying to sneak around the outside. Okay, that's interesting.
I love how they're like getting onto the spear and going like, oh, that's poking me in the nose. I'll just move.
Yeah, I'll just go around.
I'll just go around. I'll just walk atop the pile of the corpses of my friends.
Pretty much.
And move away because this doesn't seem like a good spot.
No, it doesn't. Right, okay, everyone, okay, I wasn't expecting the dogs to walk around the outside. They're officially more intelligent than most of the human AI in Rome Total War. Leave my Cretans alone. They're actually valuable. Right. Luckily, there's, yeah, cataphracts here can take care of all of this. So that my cataphracts can just get in there and start stab. There we go. The cataphracts can get in and deal with some of this. Oh, dear. Oh, flipping dear. Right, we've also got ourselves... You guys get in there as well. I'm going to lose some cataphracts here, but I'm pretty sure I saw a hippodrome somewhere around here. Yeah, there's a hippodrome, so that's fine. I can repair these guys, so it doesn't actually matter. In which case, most of the dogs will already have been stopped. Some of them are... Yeah, some Hastati who came this way have already managed to throw their lives away. Principe's going to throw in some missiles, but honestly, these guys will stand and fight and take on all of this. And then these guys will just run into here as well. Right, in which case, there should now be nothing left up here, but handful of... Where are the Equites? Where do the Equites go? Are they just hiding around? They're just hiding around the corner around here, which is kind of odd, but alright. Yeah, there's nothing here but some actual war dog handlers. So in which case, you guys can just basically come up here and deal with that. It's been a little bit more tricky than I was expecting. We'll win, but yeah, we'll take a few more losses than I was expecting, which is unfortunate. But then we did bring a slightly scruffy army with us.
You know what the chat has to say about your questions to the Cult of Claire?
Yes.
She's magical, that's enough for us.
Claire is not magical.
Yes, she is.
Claire is not magical.
The Cult of Claire does not care about employees who are non-believers, says Justin.
Uh-huh.
I can't tell if John's view on labour and work are Victorian English or modern American. That is sad.
We'll pick the worst bits out of all of the above and work from there.
I think the implication is they're the same though. Which is why it is sad. Oh dear, oh dear. Shout out to Nathaniel who gave us $5 and said, I now have to watch Kung Fu Hustle again. Thanks, John.
Watch what?
Kung Fu Hustle? Kung Fu Hustle? Is this another thing I'm pronouncing funny in French?
What? I don't know what you're even trying to say.
Like that?
Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, it's apparently a thing.
Am I making a reference I don't even know about?
I think you may.
I think I'm making a reference I don't know about.
Because I thought that, like, you know, it was a reference I didn't get, but you would immediately get.
No.
It is a 2004 Hong Kong Chinese martial arts gangster comedy film.
Uh-huh. Which possibly contains a famous quotable line I just wasn't... I was quoting without knowing what it was originally from. Entirely possible. Entirely flipping possible.
Let's see. I'm just looking at the IMDb page. bear with me a second. Anyway, or Nathaniel could just tell us. That might be
There we
easier.
go. I've told these guys to get out their maces now. Now they've got out their maces. That's much better. Lovely. Because yeah, they've got their lancers or they've got their maces an alternative. So getting them to switch over to their maces is much better when they're stuck in a choppy melee. And the general is continuing to just stand over there. I think he's finally coming back at this point. He's finally coming back. Let's actually get the phalanxes ready to intercept him, damn it. We might actually be able to stop him at this point. We've just got these guys surrounded. So, lovely. War dogs, down to 2, down to 1. Yeah, the war dogs are pretty much taken care of. The Equites are trying to come in, but yeah, they struggle to navigate these narrow streets. And you as well. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now he's coming back in. Now they're coming back in. Come on, lads. Get in position. Get in position. We have seized the... No, we haven't seized the plaza. Where's the... I don't know why we haven't seized the plaza. What? Because there's one Equites on it. Dear, oh flipping dear. Right, you guys, get over... Who's fighting you? Who's fighting... Why did you just take a load of damage? Oh, probably just a Velite round of darts in or whatever. Not a big deal. Stop. Spears. Stop. Spears. Because now the Equites are coming in. Stop. And now the spears are down. Equites will melt. So that is going to be bad news for the Equites. Because these are... There he goes. There goes their leader. Beautiful. He was just a captain. And deploy the cataphracts then. Deploy the cataphracts just to finish them off. And that'll be your lot here. Capital falls. Handful of damage, including to the Thracians, who sadly I can't repair up. But, yeah, I was expecting them to hold together better. They're sometimes an unreliable unit, but they can do very well, under certain occasions at least. And some more maces to the face. Down they go. Lovely, job done. Aside from, apparently there's still something over here. I think it's just some Velites. Right, you guys just get over here and slam into these bastards. You get over here and we will win momentarily. They'll break as soon as we actually engage with them on 2 flanks. Job done. Nice.
Sorry, I thought you were gesturing at me like we've cut the sound on the microphone or whatever.
No. That's my please carry on gesture.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, shout out to Jared who gave us $5 and said this is the first full stream I've caught in a while and that was quite a welcome back. Not even upset about seeing the sack of Rome after that. I think this was about the elephant. About the elephant.
Yeah. That was good. That was good. The damn elephant.
Very good. Yes.
I was very happy with that. Damn straight.
I know. And shout out to RM who gave us 50 Swedish krona. And said, I bought XCOM and Frostpunk because of you. Many hours
Good
of
picks.
fun.
Good picks.
Many hours of fun. Thanks. Also, you are terrible at both. Smiley face.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
I'm not that terrible at Frostpunk. I need to remember some about it because I'd forgotten some of the details. But I'm not that bad at Frostpunk. That's mean.
I mean, I literally have no way to... I have nothing to base my judgment on. So, you know. Let's be kind and say yes. I'm gonna agree with John because otherwise he's gonna call me a meanie.
That works for me. And we've also got ourselves. Yeah, we can leave most of the army here. I'll leave the Sam Knights here. Clear you out. Get out of the way. Leave some Sam Knights here, and then I'll wipe you guys out just to get rid of you, and then I'll just hang out on the riverfront and let some potential Julii come at me, which will be fine. 15% public order. Nice. Nice. We do need some reinforcements at some point, so let's just build 10 bajillion of them. That should slightly cheer things up. I think there might be... Can I get the... I can't get anything up that way. Yeah, the problem is the Roman citizens are really hard to get happy, especially Rome, because it's got no religion present. So we need to get... Oh, these are some good reinforcements. Get them on the move.
It's a visual joke. I figured out the Kung Fu Hustle thing.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
It's basically the big fight at the end of the movie. he let me know what to look up on YouTube and like where to go exactly in the video. But there's literally a shot of like dudes flying in the air, exactly like with the elephants. It's just the end of the movie. It's a very close visual match, actually.
Excellent.
It was quite fun. I'll leave that open to show you later.
Sounds fun. I look forward to seeing it.
Oh dear. Anyway.
Oh, blimey. Right. Anything else? Or should I crack on with my... Actually, I need to spend some money first.
Yes, actually.
Yes.
Sent me a badger, gave us $5.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
And said, yesterday showed us Claire assaulting a large angry alien with her mind. It is best practice not to antagonize and taunt those who can mind flare you.
I'm not sure she really can. I think what she's got is she's just like, she says she's psychic, but she's just got this little torch that's got like a purple bit of like your transparent plastic on the front. And when she pretends, she says, I'm going to use mind fray. And then she just flicks it on and flashes some purple light. And just, oh no, mind fray failed. The alien must have really high will. I think this is what Claire does.
Has Claire ever failed a mind fray?
The alien also simultaneously, the alien's epileptic. That's their weakness. It's like human germs in War of the Worlds, but actually the secret for the alien invasion is they're actually all epileptic. So if you shine lights in their eyes, they all die, which is how epilepsy works.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, sure.
Basically, what I'm saying is epileptics are our enemy, and we should do everything we can to stop them.
Okay, no, that's actually something heavy. I don't want to hit you with that. I'm going to hit you with Jaffa cakes. Stop it. Stop being mean.
Okay. No, actually, no. I agree to stop that, but I refuse to stop being mean in general. That's too much.
No, obviously.
That's too much of an ask, Claire. That's too much of an ask.
You shouldn't try to change your partners, you know. Like, that's a bit wrong.
Uh-huh.
That's not how relationships work.
Damn straight.
Anyway. Maybe the alien like went to the hospital to get their epilepsy checked out, and they had that test done where like they put electrodes on your hair and then your hair is all gross, and then they figured out that the alien's epilepsy wasn't at all triggered by blinking lights, because that's not everybody's epilepsy works that
No,
way.
sometimes it's triggered by Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I know, it's really bad. Oh my god, okay.
I bet you wish I was just talking about the T-sweat now.
Shout out to Send Me a Badger again, who says you need me to send John a badger to change his attitude. Please don't send John a badger, that would terrify Tabby.
Tabby wouldn't be thrilled. Oh, we got a little bridge battle. We got a little bridge battle here, but it's nothing too major.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out. Chitara says, bloody hell, epilepsy was a good recovery, even though you're mean. Guys, I have epilepsy. It's not a good recovery for John to be making jokes.
She claims she has epilepsy. She hasn't had an epileptic fit in years. I'm not sure she's actually epileptic. I think she just claims she is for all the epilepsy benefits she gets from the government.
Oh my god, I hate you. I hate you so much.
For the French people coming to our country claiming our epilepsy benefits.
Oh my god. Oh dear, I don't even know.
Plus, I didn't know off the top of my head you'd had electrodes attached to your face. That's hilarious. That makes it even funnier.
I'm just going to talk to the chat now.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a little... It's not even a bridge battle, it's a ford battle. So I've just lowered a small Julii army here. I'm just going to catch them as they try and cross that, and then basically we'll just slam into them with everything that we got. And then we've got just one elephant that will hang at the back, just knackering their morale. So this will all be absolutely flipping fine.
How is John still alive after 8 years, says Thomas. Thomas, it's more like 9.5.
9.5 is coming up on a decade. A decade of John! Woo! Decade of John. Yeah. Best decade.
Oh, God.
Send the elephant forward and get the cavalry ready to move in. I think they've only got the one ford they can use, so we'll just wait for the Julii to draw up. Right, Claire, back to you while waiting for the Julii to draw up here. Look, you attacked me. You have to be the ones who crossed the ford. You initiated this battle. Don't you draw up defensively over there. Like, I know what you have to do. There you go.
The AI doesn't always know what it has to do in this game.
It's not the most common thing in the world.
It's happened a couple times.
It has happened a couple of times that the AI gets confused and decides it doesn't want to be the one that attacks, even though it literally is the one that has to attack. Which unfortunately screws me over because I choose to play Total War without time limits.
Yeah.
So as a result, like if there weren't time limits, that's kind of your security policy against precisely that. So I'm hoping at some point they'll actually get a bit... Actually, you know what? I'm going to swap this round, because as they're coming in from this stupid angle, I'm just going to move the cav round to this side. I'm going to move the archers round to this side. That way, if they decide to keep being stupid, I'll just shoot them from here. So whatever.
T-Rex in the chat says John is basically Jerry of MATN. I'm not sure if you mean Rick and Morty Jerry.
Jerry's actually one of my favourite characters.
John bloody loves Jerry.
I love Jerry. Jerry's great. Jerry's so relatable. I do love Jerry. Jerry is fantastic. And we just got some fire arrows coming in. We'll keep things nice and slow, but it'll just set a few Hastati on fire. Come on, you bastards, get in here. You have to cross the river. That's your job. Anytime you're ready. Anytime. There you go. Bit closer. Bit. I'm not sure whether they want to do it or not. Just put it onto 6 times speed just to hopefully make them hurry up. If nothing else, I can just basically keep firing at them with fire arrows forever. Like, why are they not crossing? Get across the ford. Is it because they can't path there? Because I've kind of basically put too good coverage next to it? I don't think so. I think they should be able to find a route to cross. Do I need to back off and let them through? Like, you know, I'll give them an opening, then immediately close it in their faces if that'll work. I'm just going to move this guy back over here. Go on, there's a nice opening. Come along, the water's lovely. Why don't you just come and have a nice little go? That's right. Anytime you're ready. I'll even if it helps. Has that done anything? Yeah, wait. No. This is literally your battle. You guys have to be the ones who do... screw it. I'm just going to move my archers straight up to the flipping water and we're just going to basically knacker everything. If they want to do this, then that's absolutely fine. So, put some firepower over here as well. Yeah, marvellous. Just fire it well. Just if they've started breaking already. Right, if you guys want to just not cross the water, then we will just basically just slowly shell half... Oh, I think they're doing it. They're doing it. Right, okay. Go. Get back in position. They've actually decided to cross. So you guys get back in position now. Oh, the frame rate is a little bit on the low side right now. Right.
Yeah, the chat is commenting on that.
Oh, it's not the frame rate in Rome always goes down when you go up to like triple speed or whatever. Like it's nothing to do with the actual game and how busy it is. It's just the game doesn't like being on the highest speed, the triple game speed. So those guys are going to start breaking immediately, and then we'll just basically get the... Oh yeah, look at that. They back it out. Are they actually backing out at this point? Well, just fire into their rear as they go. And just start tearing them apart. It's beautiful. Actually, is this river sufficiently shallow they will not float? I think these guys won't actually float. I think we're probably safe at this point to deploy Cav over the river to chase them down. At this point, there's enough flaming arrows on them, and they've taken enough damage that we can... They might be trying to leave the battlefield, they might be literally just disengaging, or they might be just trying to redraw up again. But we've got enough firepower coming down on them right now. I think we can just basically cause... we should be able to trigger a mass break with the amount of death that's now actually going on here, especially when I've got cataphracts coming in. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be fine. There's Hastati 48 at the rear. That's pretty much perfect actually. So I'm going to get all the guys in on them. We'll cause them to break, and then we can just slowly wrap up the entire line. Only one elephant here today, sadly. So he won't be getting involved because he's more valuable being kept alive just for morale penalties. So let's see if we can just get these guys to break. Come on, come on, come on. No, come on. Everyone group together. Everyone group together. We need to take out the flipping Astarte. There we are. Just get them to break. And that's Principes shaken reloading officially. I think that's actually my leader right up front, which I don't really desperately, and I'm not excited by that. But those, okay, that's 2 breaks. Next. Straight on. Straight on to the next. And with 2 now broken. Now that is, he's shaken. Shaken, but no, the general's gone straight away. Good. And that means we can now basically start distributing the units around a little bit. You head over here. You guys head over here. You guys just go straight in over here. You guys straight in over here. We should now be able to start basically mopping them up in multiple. Yeah, look at that. It's just triggering. It's their mass breaking before we even get to them at this point. And we've pretty much mopped up this entire force. Lovely. Right. We have won this one, and we've also cleared out a lot of Julii forces, which is exactly what we need to do, because better they're dealt with here than we have to deal with them when they actually, you know, show up at flipping Patavium. The less we have to deal with the Patavium, the better, because the only chance the Julii have got right now is to basically throw, like, you know, 4 full stacks of Patavium, and then they might have a chance. Or we can come up with the best elephant dishwasher of all time, and in either case, it's a bit of a win, so that's okay. Right, I think we're about done here. Claire, to you while we just wrap this all up.
Right. Anyway, shout out to Peter Whiteman, who gave us £2 and said, "Clothless men versus dogs. John wonders why the men run."
They're only naked because they're supposed to be, like, all brave and whatever. Like, that's why. So
that's
it should.
just a bit silly.
So it should be fine.
That's just a bit silly.
I agree. There we go. They probably should wear armor. It's a good idea. Generally in history, armor has proved to be a useful thing.
Yeah, shout out to Amadeus, who gave us £5. If you wanted to leave a message, you can let me know in the chat using the @reply so that I can see it. And yeah, thank you very, very much for that.
Thank you indeed.
And shout out to Thomas Rischer, who gave us another 5 Brazilian reais and said, "I literally won the first time I played Frostpunk. The second mission is way harder."
The second mission?
Yeah.
Oh, as in, like, after you find the city of Winterfall or whatever it was called. The second mission after you've done that. Like
I'm assuming so, right?
The second major objective, I guess. Yeah, I guess that means, like, the secondary, like, major objective.
Yeah, the one that we didn't get to.
Yes, I'm going to assume that is what they refer to there.
Yeah, and shout out to Napoleon, who gave us $5 and wanted to know, how do you like Hellenic scratch art? Also, Cult of Tabby.
As in, are they just referring to flipping black versus red letter vase here? Is this a very rude way of referring to black versus red letter stuff?
I mean, I don't really know. You would know better than me.
I don't have a massive preference one way or the other.
Oh, hi, Megaraptor.
Hi, Megaraptor.
So, shout out to Megaraptor, who gave us $200.
Oh, wow. Thank you very, very much indeed. That's always very generous of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. He says, "Hi, John. Hi, Claire. I just got home from work, so I don't know what's going on. I hope everything's going well."
You're in the finale. Well, probably the finale. I think we're looking good to wrap things up entirely.
Yeah, we've been talking about how great I am because I have magic powers.
Boo. It's not magic, it's science.
I mean, that just makes it better. That just makes my gifted powers that you don't have better.
I have them too. It's just my powers are...
Of course you do. Yes, you
My
do.
powers are just, like, so much better that people don't realise. I'm keeping my powers, like, ready for the end. Like, at the end, like, when the alien mothership comes in, and, like, it's so big, it's like that bit in Independence Day, Resurrection, or Resurgence, or whatever the hell the terrible second one was called, where it comes in, and, like, all the tides change, and all the buildings go up, because it has its own gravity field, and whatever, and everyone's like, no, Claire, save us! Like, and you're like, I think I was like, I can't, I'm too weak, and also generally bad, and then, don't worry, John's here. Like, John, what can you do? Literally, I've not actually revealed to you yet my true power. This isn't even my final form. And I rip open my linen shirt to reveal a Greek psi, short for psychic, and reveal that I'm in fact Psy-Man, and I have all the powers.
Psy-Man, that's your that's your X-Men character name is Psy-Man. How dare you?
Psy-Man, yes.
That is so bad.
And my secret identity's name will be Simon. You see? And little does anyone...
That's weird, that's my brother's name, don't pick that, that's gross.
And nobody knows that secretly, that, you know, modest, shy nerd, Simon True Nerd is in fact Psy-Man. Secretly, who has the power to destroy alien motherships with just his mind. I'm doing the face that I would do while taking down the alien mothership.
I think you need to know that, like, mind powers are done with one hand on the temple, not like two.
Yeah.
Like, you're being a bit of a new.
And then Claire would be like, and after I destroyed the mothership, Claire would be like, oh my god, John. So, no, Simon, you.
No, I would not go, oh my god, Simon, you saved me. That's my brother's name. Stop making it weird.
Yeah, but in theory, if your brother saved the world for humanity, I hope you would actually thank him. Wow.
Yes, thank him. Nothing else that you were implying.
Okay. You. Oh, thank you so much, Simon. Who's not Simon? Thank you so much, Simon. Oh my goodness, I love you so much. And then like Aubrey Plaza would also be there because I've also saved him. I also love you, Simon. And then I'd just go off with Aubrey Plaza. I assume Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman would also be appreciative, given they also live on the planet I just saved. Anyway, sorry, we were playing Rome Total War.
Alright,
yeah.
are you quite done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so the rest of Mega Raptor's donation message was, I have a few things I have to do, so I will watch this later. Mm-hmm. Also, I've been listening to the Patreon cast, free plug. And the first cast, John was so tired sounding, but now he sounds so happy.
I think I sound I sound tired in all the old videos because it used to be a lot slower and less kind of enthusiastic. Because I was I was very nervous. I didn't know what I was doing, so I sound very muted. So I think like a lot of the old videos sound, you could interpret it as like you could say it's muted or tired or slow.
But the Patreon cast started.
The Patreon cast started like a couple of years ago. There's been quite a few of them.
I thought.
There's been the playlist for them is really quite long.
Yeah, but I thought the Patreon cast started when we started the Patreon, and I thought that was
that was a fair while ago. That's like 2 years ago or something.
That was before you. I thought that was just before you left work.
Yeah, but that was like nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I realize how long it has been because I have now been working for you for over a year, which is a weird thought.
And you haven't been fired like once,
or like quit or taken you to the tribunal for some terrible thing that you've said.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but what I was gonna say is that I assumed that you would sound less tired in something like Patroncast because you had, been able to leave the full-time job that you were doing and you had a bit more time to, actually properly focus on things. But, it is good to hear that you sound happier now.
Yes.
And also, there is a question about that in tomorrow's Patroncast.
Yes. I think I know the one you're referring to. Yes.
So that.
Excellent. And the big, amazing army of amazingness with all the elephants has indeed arrived. But we're going up against some big cities, so I do think we do actually need to actually build some proper siege towers and whatever, regardless.
Shout out to Moneybean who gave us
Hello, Moneybean!
And said, what the flip just now? I'm assuming this was about your, weird thing.
Simon!
Okay.
Come on, that's actually genius. Like, Simon, whose secret identity's name would be Simon. That's cocking genius.
You write that comic book. You go do it.
I'll make a Kickstarter so we can put together Psyman, and I can actually pay some good quality artists. And whatever, it'll be great. I'll get Nick to write the script. It'll be fantastic. Psyman, away!
Oh, Tantrika says in XCOM 2 you can choose who is Psy. Can we expect a John Mindflayer? Yeah. He's gonna call him Psyman.
It's your old Psyman! Damn straight.
Cody wants to know if we've ever got the How Claire Met John story. It was at a writing group. You were you were very nice.
Was I? I don't remember. Well, I remember where it was. I remember the event.
Yeah.
I remember all of that. I don't remember I don't remember distinct things like what we said to each other, because at that point you were just like a person who I just met, so I had no reason to consider it of significance.
It was during NaNoWriMo.
It was during NaNoWriMo. That is true.
Writing a book that had space pirates in it, because space pirates are cool. And you said, "Oh, have you seen Firefly?" And I had not, because it hadn't aired in France, and I had been in the UK for all of 2 months. And so then you were like, "Oh, it's a space pirate show by the guy who made Buffy." And then like 2 months later, you were like, "Do you want to come watch Firefly at my house? I'll show you Doctor Who as well."
Okay, she's phrasing that. The intonation she's providing on that is not the intonation that was in the original. It was an entirely open offer, just showing you some cool DVDs. All right, that was it. Okay.
I was certainly hoping that it was, DVDs and makeouts, and then it was DVDs and makeouts, and that was quite nice. Is all I'm gonna say on the subject. Anyway, also, this one made me laugh. Samir Badger says, "Claire, for a second I thought he was gonna rip open his linen shirt to reveal another linen shirt." That's
my real world superpower.
You buy your superpower.
I'm like Bruce Banner. Instead of I'm always angry, I'm always wearing linen shirts.
Oh my god.
I'm always wearing linen. Damn straight.
Oh dear. Anyway. Moneybean says, "My cat loves listening to the streams. He also sits by me wherever I'm in voice chat on Discord." Aw, that's quite nice.
Oh, lovely.
Anyway, if you're interested in the Discord, Thomas, you should spam that link.
We've got another flipping bridge battle. Again, should be a simple one if they can actually be bothered to actually do it. This is kind of, it's like once you know this is here, it kind of makes taking Rome a little bit simple in Rome Total War, because if you just basically sit an army on this ford, like the Julii will just basically toss stuff at it forever. They would never just say, "You know what, maybe we just work..." Well, I say they never do that. Never, they literally just have. An army has just bypassed it and just put Rome itself under siege. But that's fine. I think I've got another army nearby, so I just need to draw up the forces here. But same basic deal that we just saw, aside from the fact that... Oh, they must be approaching from the other side, because, yeah, I'm guarding the other side. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's literally the same, because the same farm that's over there was now over here. So I will just quickly draw ourselves up here. Claire, back to you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just catching up with everything that people said while we were being ridiculous. Anyway.
Psyman is not ridiculous. Psyman is the hero we deserve, but not the hero we need, but the hero we think we need. And that's the important thing. Psyman, away.
Is it? Shout out to Jared. He gave us $2 and said, "I'm showing my appreciation for Psyman saving us all."
Yay!
Don't encourage him.
Psyman.
Sorry, there is so much to catch up on because we were being silly for so long. Also, a couple of people wanted to know if we were going to have a break, and we do have boxes of Jaffa cakes to open noisily.
What time is it now? I don't have my little clock.
We should get your little clock.
Grab the little clock. It's in its usual spot.
Yeah.
And just draw up the archers. Same deal again. Yeah, this time I've learnt from last time. Just in case the Julii are being stupid, I'm gonna bring the archers over to this flank. Ready to do that. Thank you. I'm going to bring the archers over onto this flank so that, yeah, if the Julii just mess around by the river here, we can still take care of it nice and easily. And this is a fairly wide area, so now we just basically wait for them to show up. And so I know when they're firing or not, I'm actually going to put them into flaming arrow mode so we can just a little bit more obvious. Now, let's see what they... I mean, I'm surprised they're even willing to do this, to be perfectly honest. Like, I genuinely would have thought they wouldn't want to engage with a half-stack army, but then maybe they're confident in the fact they do have... I think they've got one early legionary cohort and one praetorian cohort. The fun thing is, what you'll often find is the computer Romans will have, like, really old-school units and then one just random praetorian, because you can, in Rome 1, you can train praetorians out of the highest tier of government building, even if you haven't invested in the army barracks. So you can completely skip like early legionaries and just skip straight to praetorians, which the AI regularly will do. And Claire just made a noise, suggesting there's a kitten or a puppy. Shh, if I had to guess.
Actually, I was gonna say CPU Purple Heart in the chat just says, I'm playing a Starship Business Simulator and I just named a ship in honor of Simon.
Oh, good.
Oh my god. You'll love this one. Shout out
Oh, is that Intergalactic Trading Company? I think that's free on Steam this weekend, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was that one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Shout out to Peter Weitzman. You're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
He gave us £2 and said, "Long live Simon and his sidekick / minion Claire."
Yay!
Yeah, there you go. And Thomas says, "Simon and oh my god, girl." Oh my god, women, please. But that is a good. I mean, that's a representative name. I don't know if it's good, but people who know who you're talking about. Oh, yeah, and Next Gen says, "I warned you about the little clock."
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They did, and we didn't listen. We should have listened.
They tried to tell us. Yeah, and Thomas Richter says the second mission / scenario on Frostpunk, you start with 4 big seed vaults, and you have to protect them from cold and gather 8,000 coal.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway.
But yeah, this battle is as you would have expected. They've just collapsed while trying to cross the river. So this is pretty much going to be a eliminate the last man. I don't see a single person getting through this. We're just going to wipe these bastards out. So that is nice and easy there. In fact, actually, I assume we've already won, right? I guess we've already won. We've already won. Like, did I already click continue? I don't remember. There's nothing left. I think we've won, right? Yes? Yeah, clear victory. Good. We'd already won. Would have been embarrassing if I'd lost that because there was just one unit hanging out to the back that just hadn't moved forward yet. Right, so they've done that. And other than that, what else do we have? The Parthians should really make peace with me. I haven't seen them for like bloody centuries. But then when they're just their one city, they're just like chilling out. Not doing a thing whatsoever. Now what do we have left? Yeah, we've got this army managed to make it over here. I managed to make it to Rome, but I can counter-attack at this exact moment in time, which is bloody convenient. Most advanced faction, town expands. Ooh, Demutha. Finally ready to actually be upgraded to a proper, honest Greek settlement. Absolutely flippin' lovely. Anything major? Just, Alypius the Conqueror in Tarentum actually passed away, as did Alexander the Cruel. I wonder if there's Roman assassins about, because that's an odd coincidence that 2 family members died in Rome, an Italian territory, roughly at the same time. That's an odd coincidence right there. That's a little bit curious. And how much is actually here? Captain Sextus needs to be cleared out, and then we've got ourselves, if we're lucky, this guy. Actually, you know what? If it's only 2, I wouldn't mind this guy if he steps forward, and then we can take out both of these forces together. And then the forces in Batavium are pretty much free to just move straight over to Mediolanium and just basically take it out, like right now, because I do have the elephant, so I can just knock down the gate because it's not got a proper gate. And after that, I've got Messana. And then in the next couple of turns, if I liberate Rome, take either Arretium or Ariminum, and then send the force in Batavium that are going to hopefully clear out this force next turn, then it could they could take Mediolanium. At that point, I think that would be our victory. That would be our victory locked down, which would be very, very nice indeed. Need to chase off some of you, however. I think actually one of our I think that might have been our fleet originally. The name doesn't seem right, but other than that, we've just lost a lot of troops around here. Seleucid Navy, you're decently strong. Get round here, continue chasing these bastards off. If you just move one step further forward... No, you can't quite make it to there, unfortunately. Even fight there, managed to sink those bastards. I'm going to send this fleet down south just to keep an eye on Leptis Magna down there, who are currently somewhat under strength, not desperately. There's a lot of strength here, but they've just... Like, I was expecting Carthage to have to be, like, a difficult holdout we'd have to do at some point. They've literally never attacked. They've just been like, yeah, whatever. It's fine. We don't need to attack Carthage. We'll just kind of basically let them have it. Also, the Dacians have conveniently not declared war on me, because I was concerned that might be a thing that was about to happen. 16-year-old, sober, unusual, and minion over here. I think there's normally plenty of, yeah, 3 Illyrians. Take the Illyrians round here. I'm going to send a backup force in that direction. We don't have that much, but... I'll give you enough to crack on around here. And also take all the chariots, because chariots can really turn a battle. Get over there. You head over in this direction. And if need be, I'll actually deploy a fleet to give you a lift. And then this guy might be able to smash into Mediolanium or Segesta. That might work. But yes, indeed, people were saying they wanted a break, were they?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a quick break.
Sorry, I opened the Jaffa case anyway.
We'll actually... Yes, I noticed you opened the Jaffa case. We might run a tiny bit later than usual because we started at half past.
Yeah,
so we might run... We're kind of... Our target end point is 8:30. And if you're kind of a regular viewer, you'll know our target end point is completely meaningless anyway. That never actually works.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we end the stream early enough to order takeaway because...
We do not have any food.
We do not have any food.
Oh, well, never mind. So, we'll get that sorted. We'll be back in a few minutes. So, yes, I'll see you back then. And we are back. We've got fresh water, we've got Jaffa cakes, everything in general is lovely. So, probably the first thing I need to do at this point is, yeah, this little force that's admittedly a bit of a backup force, it's really heavy on the indirect fire, is going to be the force that comes here and tries to relieve the forces of Rome. Those guys can be under computer control, and this force is 10 bajillion Hastati. Like, you know, 1 Praetorian cohort, 1 Legionary cohort, and a handful of really light cav. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an odd fight, but bear in mind I've got reinforcements coming in from the south. I should be able to handle this. This should be quite manageable. Actually, I should have brought in the reinforcements from the bridge as well. But actually, it's better I didn't because they might have backed out. This is going to be more fun this way. So, bear in mind, yeah, reinforcements coming from the south. So we would just want to pin them on the south. Nice, massive, open plain. That's pretty much, yeah, I'm happy with that. Though this is going to be a bit of an odd battle line. While I just draw it up. Claire, back to you.
So also, by the way, during the break I showed John that video of Kung Fu Hustles. So
That's a good match. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's very fun.
Anyway, but aside from that, shout out to Mostly Caffeine who gave us £5 and said, "A Decade of John. Final title of the full-length video essay released after weekly delays, sometimes in the 2050s.
Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It's going to be great, alright? A lot of thought has gone into this. A lot of really wacky theories have been involved in this process. Alright, it's going to be great. It is going to be great.
Oh. Shout out to Saz in the chat who says, "I forgot I had the live stream open and you made me jump out of my skin."
Sorry.
John is drinking water, not tea sweat. Come on, Thomas, or sweat tea.
Good old.
Come on, Thomas.
I think I always refer to it as tea sweat.
Oh, great, you'd have a name for it. Oh, anyway. Shout out to Evil John Clone 666 who gave us $2 and said John is Hercule from Dragon Ball Z.
It's been so long to watch Dragon Ball, I can't remember which one Hercule is.
Oh good, I feel better now.
It's a very long time since I watched any Dragon Ball, I can't remember.
I just want you to know that people were having a deep conversation about which one you were in the chat. Of course.
Well, obviously, as I'm like the super cool, badass, awesome one, I'm Vegeta, so that's fine.
I don't think that's what they were saying.
I'm pretty sure they were.
Shout out to Elliot who gave us $2. He said you should have kicked John. You should have kicked John's ass with the chocolate shoe. So that was a good callback.
Makes sense, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
the Julii are moving forward. What I've done is I've spread my very, very small amount of phalanxes really thin, only like 3-4 men deep. And as a result, I can actually have them wide enough that they can actually, you know, they've actually got a chance of standing up. Because I just need them to hold long enough for the reinforcements from the city to arrive, who are going to be, unfortunately, they're being delayed by this badly placed rock. But once they do get into position, they'll be able to help out quite a lot. There's not a huge amount in the city, but there's enough that, yeah, once we've actually got them pinned... Oh, the onagers are firing! Yeah, I've got a little bit of high ground, and I've got my own actual, my own onagers firing in there. Just basically firing into the Julii, doing a little bit of light damage. Nice. That's absolutely fine. So they're just kind of, they're holding still for the time being, but... I'm the one that began this fight, so I'm the one that actually is obliged to make this happen. Right now they're just drawing up. I need to make sure I'm not creating too much problem. Yeah, move forward a little bit. We'll see if we can bait them forward. Some of the units, what's that? Hastati, Triarii, and the General Equites plus 1 unit of War Dogs are instead approaching the reinforcements. I just need to get into a position where I can start, getting my archers in range, which should not be too difficult to do. The archers they're still some way out. Though actually, I do have the Cretans in the middle. The Cretans are close to being in range. So if I can just get the Cretans in range, then that will be absolutely fine. Yeah, if I just move up to about here, and then while I'm moving, I prepare... Hang on, which is the weakest flank? Where's the weakest flank? That's a start. Just need to check where the Praetorians are. Because if I can just basically figure out where the Praetorians are, I can just basically send the chariots. Yeah, this flank looks safe. I'm going to send the chariots just basically to mess with the pathing of the Julii. Because as soon as I get into position, and by the way, everyone who can run should be running, because I'd like to get the archers into position, please. I'm going to send these guys around the side. Their job isn't really necessarily to actually, like, you know, win or anything. Their job is instead just to keep the Julii moving, because the Cretans should be at this point. Yeah, the Cretans are now in position to begin firing. I'm going to have one middle unit of Cretans just on flaming arrows so I can see what's going on. Then we've got chariots just swinging in against Velites, and these Velites should be absolutely shredded by that. These guys will probably try and do something. They're already wavering because they don't like being so close to the chariot. These guys are not charging. I'm surprised the Velites haven't actually broken already. In fact, actually, what I should do is go on an assassination mission against the Equites. Because the Equites leaders are over here. Oh, there's mass breaking going on over here. Right, let's just actually send... Oh, he's hiding at the back. Sneaky bastard. Right, get the chariots moving over here. And then... Okay, if you're really determined to break, I'm happy to just slam into you and do 10 bajillion bits of damage. Yeah, good luck with all of this. Reloading, you say. Reloading. Yeah, good luck. There's flipping artillery fire. These guys might go down, but screw it. It barely even matters. Let's just get these guys out of here. I'm going to try and get... What's this? That's some Thracian sendoff. Let's just try and get you over here. I think... Are they actually trying to flee at this point? Are they backing out? Do they not want to do this anymore? They might not want to do this anymore. They're certainly changing their position, but then this group isn't. But then maybe that doesn't matter so much. What else do we have here? We got ourselves the cataphracts want to get involved. Right, there's the Praetorian cohort. Right, I'm going to send my chariot straight to the Praetorian cohort because they're about to attack me, so screw it, why not? And then in come the cataphracts. I wouldn't stick around, to be honest. Now we know where they are. Chariots will do a good job. Oh, they've actually broken. We've actually broken the Praetorians. Good. Yeah, they're leaving. Right, in which case, Cav, just get after whatever it is you can. Chase it all down. Just basically get after anything we can hit. It looks like they took enough knocks from the Cretans. They decided they didn't want to be here anymore. These groups are already collapsing, so the air reinforcements will capture them. You need to come over here. Unfortunately, I've not got much space before they actually retreat because they're quite close to the edge of the map already. I should hopefully be able to track down some of this with my chariots. If the chariots can get over to these Astarte, they might be able to do a good bit of damage there. But these guys decided they don't want to be attacking Rome anymore. Fine, I'm going to move this up to double speed. We've basically won this one. Right, Claire, over to you.
Yeah, shout out to Dante who gave us £5 and said, I'm looking forward to Stellaris tomorrow.
Yep.
So many questions. Will the Raptor come round? Will there be a Colossus? Will it be called the Neanderthal?
There is. It's tomorrow. I'm going to share with you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bit of a special episode, and I'm going to share with you what the title of the video is.
Oh.
The title of the video is technically not genocide. And indeed, it's an accurate title. There is technically no genocide. So that's a bit of a sneak peek. That's a bit of a sneak peek for what's going on tomorrow. What's going on is technically there is indeed no genocide in tomorrow's video, none whatsoever. Like by every strict definition, I do not commit genocide. Okay? Like, anyone who says otherwise is lying.
Oh, that's just hit the
Yeah.
just heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, heck what? Oh dear. OMG. Ahaha. Hold up, what? Hooray! Damn it, John. Oh, so it is genocide then.
No, it's technically not genocide. We've been very clear about this.
Amazing. Oh, we did not kill them all. So he builds the Psychic Colossus. John's murdering people again? Technically, murder is sometimes
justified! Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was, yeah. Acceptable.
Anyway, there you go.
Damn straight. Oh dear, right, bring in the
Evil
reinforcements.
John confirmed, like that wasn't already a thing.
Like that wasn't already very much. I didn't, like, can you believe, what, very at the beginning of the game, the Athari asked me into a federation. It's like, oh, I might do later, but not just yet. A century later, everybody's dead. Tabby sit upon a throne of the bones made of their enemies.
We have some more fluff on that. It's not really comfortable.
Literally everyone else is dead. Death to everyone. Right, some Principes and some pigs. Piggies!
John sounds like he's pleading before the hay. Says Paul.
We just wanted to be friends, but they didn't want to be friends, so we had to bomb them all until they were dead.
Okay.
And then make a palace out of their bones.
That is not actually what happens.
No.
Shout out to Widowmaker, who gave us $10 and said, hello, John and Claire. Missed most of the stream due to work. The Seleucids are probably one of my favourite factions. Love seeing you play them. Praise be to Tabby. Hashtag cult of Lady John? No.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. That seems better. I mean, like, brand-wise, do we really need Claire as a concept, as like an independent?
Yes, I mean, you do need Claire if you're going to have a cult of Claire, because that's alliterative and it
yeah,
sounds
but do
much
we need?
better than
Yeah,
cult
but
of
do we
Lady
need a cult
John.
of Claire?
Yes, we do.
I think we need.
No.
I think we just need.
Religious freedom.
I think we
You
just need
can't
Lady
oppress
John.
our cult.
I think we just need Lady John. Good old Lady John. Nice.
No.
Nice. Nice.
It doesn't make it nicer just because you
Nice.
keep saying nice.
Nice. It's like the, you know, it's like, it's okay. Here's a question for the chat. Here's a question for the chat.
Yes.
Got a really good question for the chat here. So chat, in theory, if you could basically just like clone yourself, but just like, you know, swap round an X and Y chromosome to reverse the gender, would you? And you know what I'm asking.
I'm sorry, what are you asking?
Would you bone yourself, but with just a gender-flipped cloned version of yourself?
Oh, if you could, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you? I want to hear the chats. Actually, no, straw poll this. I want a straw poll. I need to know the answer to this question.
Hey Thomas, do you want to take that? Because I can't deal with this. But if I had a cloning machine that I was going to use for like
Yes.
sexy times thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I could
This is
either-
not sexy times things. This is science, Claire. This is important social science.
Right, if I was going to do a scientific experiment
Correct.
with a cloning machine,
Better. Yes.
and it was about, and it could be me gender flipped,
Yeah.
but it could also be cloning someone I already like. I mean, I'm just
Yeah, but
thinking
where are
of
you going to
that-
get the DNA sample from? The point is, you've got your sample of yourself right there.
I mean, you're here. I can just take a hair or something.
Why do you need to clone me? I'm already here.
You know that episode of Buffy where like Xander gets split in two and then Anya's really into it?
Uh-huh.
That.
You're weird.
I'm not weird.
Weirdo. Okay, the pigs aren't on fire just yet.
The chat wants to know if that's incest or masturbation.
Uh-huh. Well, this is what the interesting thing's about. Did people have weird hang-ups about this somehow? Or are people, like, totally just up for it? And I'm curious what the chat's view is on this.
Oh, Thomas says he is on it.
Okay, the poll's coming in. Consider your options.
Okay, you're not allowed to take hair from like a random celebrity and then bone them because they don't know you. They can't consent to that. I would obviously ask John before cloning him for banging purposes. The question, if you're like if you're cloning yourself so you can bang yourself, then you know you're consenting. That's fine.
Yeah, but what if your clone doesn't consent?
I mean, surely if you're doing it because you're pervy and then it's a clone of yourself.
Surely the clone will be up for it. Yeah, let's just assume the clone will be up for it. The clone's into this too. The clone's totally up for this as well. Yeah, fine.
Also, excellent point from Ian McLean, who gave us £2. Why would you need to gender flip them? You don't have to. You do
That's
whatever
true.
you want.
That's true. If your orientation allows for you to deal with a non-gender flip version of yourself, feel free to adjust the scenario accordingly. That's absolutely fair.
Yeah, and also shout out to Thomas, who in fact made the straw poll much more inclusive than we made the scenario, because he just said, "Would you bone your clone?" Yes or no?
I'm going to officially put on the record my answer is 100% yes.
Okay, would you like me to vote in that for you?
Yeah, add a yes for me. Do you have an answer to this query, Claire?
I don't know. I'm not sure I would.
Really? Wow.
I mean, not out of like just being, prudish or whatever. I'm just not sure I'd be into like boy me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know necessarily what I would, Because didn't we do the Because I did that thing with the swap of the faces. Where like you put it in.
Oh,
in a
yeah.
tab and
Yeah.
You were like super
I was
into female.
I was so hot.
God.
I was so hot. This was that photo up thing where it did like the old you, young you, gender flipped you. You have no idea how hot I was. Like seriously.
And I kind of just looked like a cross between our friend Nick and one of my brothers.
Yeah, you didn't look so great.
Okay. You don't have to point it out. I'm allowed to say that. Okay, so loads of people would bone our clones.
Yeah, damn straight. Damn straight.
Oh, well, votes are still coming in, so.
Dear. I knew it would come down that way. I've had to move the elephants out of the way because they're blocking the archers from getting into position.
What do you mean, Claire? Can we double the clones? Yeah, how many versions of yourself do you want to bang?
Mm-hmm. Well, this leads into another situation, because in this theoretical thought experiment, it allows people to figure out and try and estimate what their perfect multi-way scenario is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the optimal bedroom ratio according to these people? Like, is there a golden sex ratio?
Okay, don't put the word golden and sex in the same sentence.
Golden sex ratio of, like, say, 11 to 8 or whatever.
People want to know about the app. I think it was called Face App, wasn't it?
Yeah, but didn't it actually turn out to be, like, there was, it was gathering a huge amount of data, and actually it was not a good idea to be sharing data with it at all. And, like, to use it, you had to consent that, like, load data on your phone was up for grabs.
I mean, probably.
I'm almost certain that it turned out to actually be a bit of a dodgy thing, and you probably shouldn't actually use it.
I mean, it was 100% dodgy. One of the things it did, it had like gender flip, old, young, and then it had hot, and it would remove like your glasses and stuff. It's just like, fuck off, app. Anyway. And it didn't really know how to deal with like long hair and short hair, like short-haired girls. It was like, you already look like a boy. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Although I just Googled it and it gave me an article about it that showed a picture of The Rock with like Beyonce hair.
Damn straight.
That's quite funny.
Damn straight.
Anyway. Oh, that's just okay. If you have sex with a clone right after they're made, even if they're fully grown, is it really gross because they're like young and
No,
dead?
because they've got the intellectual capacity and they've got all your memories. They've got shared memories.
Okay,
which is
I'm
why
not sure that's how clone works.
Which is also they've got shared memories, and that's how you can be certain they're going to consent because they literally have the memory of wanting this to happen.
Okay, Ian McLean gave us another £5, says I would create 2 clone, 1 male, 1 female, and have a poly relationship with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's reasonable, yeah.
That seems reasonable. Also, Tom gave us £10 and said I'm bi, so I just as happily go non-gender flip me. Peter Weitzman says John gave us £2. John, shame on you, no clone banging. I think we have found you are there in the minority, friend.
Yeah. What's the current results?
Let's view the results.
How did this conversation start again? Did I just come up with this off the top of my head?
Yes.
Excellent. That sounds like a thing I'd do.
Yes. This is exactly how it started. I think we were talking about genocide before that, because that's what the other like super chats are about.
Don't mention that. That makes it sound like my mind goes straight from genocide to sexy times.
Let me just go back a little bit.
Ready to sail. Prepare to engage.
Oh dear.
For your lives. No more moves.
Mhm.
Ships ready. Ready to sail.
Sorry, I'm just trying to
Ramming speed.
figure.
It's fine. Maybe.
No, it really looks like that went from there. I must have said something. We must have said something, but it really sounds. Anyway.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. Simon.
Ready to sail.
Good old
Oh,
Simon.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right here says he totally went from genocide to sex. Freya gave us £5 and said, okay, I like this one. This one is cute.
Yes.
I can't remember how to write 1, 100, 51, 6, and 500 in Roman numerals. I'm livid!
It's very good.
It's quite cute.
That's good. Yeah. Approve.
Approve.
+1.
Mostly Caffeine gave us £2 and says the MATN plan: 1, ominicide, 2, cloning, 3, orgy.
Yeah. Sounds fine to me. When you phrase it that way, it sounds like a good plan.
Ollie gave us €5 even and says, I'm asexual, I've no interest in sex, so it was an easy decision for me. That is fair enough. There's other people. Yeah. Yes. The going directly from genocide to sex is causing like weird stuff to be happening in the chat. Thankfully, it's very minimal. As ever, the chat is delightful, but there are some people making it weird and terrible. So there you go.
Sorry.
Shout out to Corey, who gave us $5 and said, I started watching at a very awkward part of the stream.
Damn straight.
Oh my god. What if you clone Tabby? Oh, we couldn't possibly clone Tabby.
You could clone Tabby.
I think that would create like a tear in the space-time continuum, you know, like too much cute,
Oh,
like too much
yes,
adorableness.
too cute.
I'm not sure the verse could take it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, that's reasonable.
Oh no, Optimus Princeps Bob Boblington says we spent so long discussing clone orgies that we missed the war pigs.
Sorry. They set on fire and then immediately gave up because they are terrible. They're just so bad. They've got no reason to exist. Aside from, I think someone at Creative Assembly thought it was kind of funny. There's basically no other explanation than that. I genuinely think that's actually the thing. Someone kind of found like a note in like Plutarch or some other completely non-historical source and just said, that sounds kind of amusing. We'll just run with that. Beautiful. I think that's how I can do this turn. And then, yeah, we need to defend Batavium again. This force needs to move... Does this force even need repairs? I'm not sure if it can be repaired. No, because we can't repair the silver shields. In which case, one of you is actually decent, right? Honestly, neither of you are actually good commanders. So I'll leave one of you here. And I'll leave behind, like, yeah, just a handful of basic troops just to keep an eye on it and the damaged guy, and then we'll run straight down to Syracuse and we'll get that underway. 3 and 2 and... I'll just take the 3 towers. One of them will work. I don't know what's actually here. Some form of unit is here, so that will be absolutely fine. So we'll head straight into Syracuse. Messana is fine, and then we should be able to, with, 3 onagers, one of these cities will hopefully be able to be smashed. very, very soon indeed. And then we're looking at our victory, which will be won in Italy, having basically broken the back of the Roman army, which is kind of, cool and appropriate. It's nice that, the big finale is actually Rome and territory around Rome. Sadly, couldn't quite beat the big-ass pirate fleets that are starting to clear. In all fairness, actually, if the pirate fleets go around knackering Rome, that's fine too. They'll stop Rome moving around. You haven't attacked. Still building more. Are you planning to wait me out? I don't think you have. Actually, no one attacked this turn. That's of interest. That no one decided to move in. Right, what are we up to? 48. Right, I think we're ready for the attack. Why did so many towns grow simultaneously? City okay, we've just had a weird, unlucky turn where, like, every city is expanded. Which is fine. I've totally got the money to fund it. Sardis as well. Yeah, fine. And Damascus. Yeah, that's just weird. Is that a plague as well? That's a plague. Plague has broken out in Sidon, which is where Simon is from. So that's all absolutely fine. Right. Yeah, that all looks like that works. I think we might be ready to do a smash and grab, because the Romans have sent a small expeditionary force down south, which is kind of stupid of them. So I think we might actually be ready to engage in a smash and grab to actually win the day. And it might actually be a rather cool little fight, smashing into Arretium and actually fighting our way through a large city with some stone walls, which we might have to break down with catapults. But I think I've got the armies to pull it off. So, first things first, we need to take Syracuse. Should be nice and simple, assuming the towers don't mess up. What's even here? 1 unit of Astarte. Yeah, basically I just need the towers to not mess up, which they totally can do around large walls, but hopefully we can make it sort of work. So, while I'm just drawing that up and getting someone on the walls and opening the gates, etc. Claire!
Okay, this made me laugh. Ian McLean wanted to know if he would be able to slightly alter his clones so they didn't have massive joint problems and anxiety, but he didn't say specifically my clone, he said them, and I wasn't sure if he meant his clones or the Tabby clones. I also joint problems and anxiety.
You see, I'm not sure I'd recommend it, because if you create a clone that's superior to you, then what potentially stops the clone deciding it ought to be the original? You want the clone to be identical, like flaws and all.
Okay.
Otherwise you end up with, like, dangers of, like, a Star Trek style, like, advanced super clones who believe that they are, like, above humanity situation. So I think the rules have to be, it has to be just gender swapped, and that, or not if you don't want to, but basically a perfect genetic copy, aside from the changes we make for the sake of boning. With the exception of
Except for the sex changes.
Aside from the boning related changes, science must not interfere unless it's to facilitate boning. I think this is a version of science people can get behind. Right here.
I have some messages from earlier that refer to the genocide bit that we were discussing right before the clone sack.
Yeah.
So shout out to Send Me a Badger who gave us $5 and says if you have to refer to it as technically not genocide, it's genocide technically.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Thomas Richter who gave us 10 Brazilian reais and says genocide definition is the deliberate and systematic extermination of a national, racial, political or cultural group. So if you're killing everyone without prejudice, it's technically not genocide.
I think actually...
Well, I mean, it doesn't say anything about prejudice in the definition you've just brought up, so...
I think actually I'm okay in that case. It is indeed technically not genocide. So wait to see.
I'm gonna disagree on that.
Do you know the event we're referring to, by the way?
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
okay. Yeah. Good. Okay, the tower hasn't messed up, because in Rome, one of the bugs that, like, one, they never fixed, and two, no mod has ever been able to 100% reliably fix, is sometimes on siege towers that are associated with large walls, the units just get clustered around here. You can kind of force them to go in by repeatedly just spamming move command up to the top, and they will very slowly make their way up, but that means you can only do them once at a time, which kind of screws up getting onto the walls, which is the one thing that kind of makes barbarian invasion a little bit annoying sometimes, because like when you're retaking one of the many cities that has tier 4 walls, it can just be painful to do, which is a little bit on the annoying side.
Oh, sorry. I was just catching up with chat.
One of them just jumped through by... Good effort. You managed to make it in early.
Oh, nice. Sorry, this one I found really amusing. Shout out to Jacqueline in the chat who... It's a serious question. Claire and John, how did you two spend Star Wars Day? We watched Star Trek all day. When we realised what date it was, we started cracking up. That's quite cute. I mean,
I think it was a normal working day, wasn't it?
This was just a normal working day.
It was a normal working day.
Oh,
yeah, one of the alternative bugs is happening, which is the tower is not quite in the right position. Meaning that some people are simply have just basically fallen to their deaths inside the tower in the world. Yeah, tier 4 cities are buggy as hell in Rome Total War, unfortunately. So you notice the tower doesn't look like it's quite in the right place. Like there's a weird kind of hop going on there.
Yeah.
It's because the tower is not quite in the right position, and sometimes the units don't climb at all. There is a reliable mod fix for the tower isn't too far away from the walls issue. There is not a reliable fix for the units bunch at the bottom issue, which is kind of annoying. And it was just one unit of Astarte here, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just basic Astarte, fine. In which case, I'd say probably we can just send in some day-to-day standard Silver Shield pikemen and back them up with some elephants. Good old war elephants. Right, well, they're moving up.
Oh, Timmy gave us €2 and wants to know, what does John do for a little clock in VR?
I don't have one. But the thing is, you've got an inbuilt clock in VR, because you can only do so much VR until your brain starts to hurt. So when my brain starts to hurt, that's when I wrap things up.
Does it not give you a little reminder of, like, you've been in for however many, you know...
I've never seen one, and I've never seen the option to turn it on, but that would be a really sensible idea for VR, yes. I assume there is such an option buried away somewhere. I've just never seen it myself. But that's the reason, by the way, why Star Trek Bridge Crew, the collab I did with Dan and Matt, has 2 parts rather than 3. Like, Dan was saying, shall we do a 3rd part where Matt is the captain? And I was like, I physically can't. Like, I've got such a splitting headache by the end of the 2nd part, I just couldn't. Which is the downside of VR. You can, depending on the game, and depending on, like, how well optimized it is and how much you've been moving around, it can seriously knacker your brain so fast. VR kids, not even once. Right.
What? Okay, well, shout out to CPU Purple Heart, who was updating us on that game that they mentioned earlier, right? Where there was a Cyman spaceship.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. It's called Starship Corporation, but sadly it turns out that the Cyman is not at all useful for its intended contract.
Boo! Boo, etc.
But also, they've just come back, and also, by the way, shout out to Rettir, I hope I'm saying that less wrong than before, by the way, who says that the game is currently not free, but 15% off on Steam.
Yeah, it's a different one. It's Intergalactic Trading Company, I think is what it's called, that is the one that's free this weekend on Steam, that is also a trading game, but probably very different in focus.
Yeah, and CPU Purple Heart says, I'd like it if you and John came up with a name for the first ship of my Cyman 2 class.
The Cyman 2 class. It could be the Sidon, where we just confirm that Cyman comes from.
What? Okay. Sidon?
Yeah, it's in Sidon. Ancient city.
Oh, okay.
But feel free to come up with your own pun. You are the person who had the original, bad psychic powers.
Okay, well, that's where we're going. Alright.
I mean, you can also just see how much more powerful, or at least how much more staying power war elephants have next to normal elephants. Like, they've basically just walked through an entire unit where they couldn't break, so they're on the plaza, and they took, like, 1 elephant casualty. Like, even though what they were fighting couldn't break. Like, normal elephants would have taken way more. Like, war elephants, at that point, you get to the stage where you genuinely can just basically send them in, and they can actually fight hand-to-hand. Elephants don't really do that. Elephants are more for disrupting formations and passing on morale penalties. They can't really fight on their own. But, yeah, you totally 100% can if you've got actual war elephants. Armoured elephants are the best. They just will not die. Right, we're up to 49 regions. That means 1 smash and grab, and we've won. And I think I know what our target is. Aretium here has, well, it's full, but some of those units are damaged. So what I'm going to suggest is, as we've got all these units right here, we wrap this up with a ridiculously big mega battle of some description, because this guy can basically just pull everyone in. Now, can I actually get more units? I could get this guy to here. You with the thing can get up to here. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to... Okay, let's drop a save to make sure I get this right, because I want this to be a really awesome mega battle. You can get up to this spot over here, and reinforcements can actually come and join you in that army. And actually one more as well, the experienced guy. So we got one army there. Then we have got this army that's actually got the onagers. That puts the city under siege right there. And then we're going to bring up, like, all of the flipping reinforcements, leaving the Thracians behind to guard the city. They're going to move over to here. And the leftover unit can also be here as well. And I'll bring some reinforcements from Capua to Rome to calm them down. Now Capua's angry. But that's... Okay, I'll send one unit of Bastani back. And that's... Okay, now if I just train a bit. There we are. They're into blue. So they're fine. So Italy's still under control. And that means also faction announcements. No new body, though. Aristobulus has a doctor, which is an excellent thing to have in your retinue. Definitely keep that alive and keep it safe. In which case, this guy should now be able to move straight in and basically, yeah, clear out the walls with his onagers. And, yes, indeed, I'm going to have all of these guys on AI control. I'm just going to control this army, and we're going to move in. So we've got to take out, there's 1,800 Romans to cut through in an actual city battle. And we're going to be knocking down the walls with onagers. We've got reinforcements piling in. We've got flipping... What is that? 3,000, 5,000, 7,500 members of the Seleucids taking on 2,000 Romans in one of their big-ass cities. And onagers firing. This is the sort of thing this engine was not designed to handle, but I have literally modded this game, so the game can't just say, oh no, the reinforcements got delayed. No, they all have to be there. Yes, yes.
Anyway, whilst you line up... shout out to Anthony, who gave us 10 Polish zloty. And he said, balls, this time I missed most of the stream because I was painting my miniatures to one of the previous streams. And then I sent you money and I forgot to put in a message. That's fine, you can always reply.
Always reply, Claire, yes.
Yes. And so he has, of course... and CPU Purple Heart says it's officially the HMS Sidon. And
yay!
Sail, onwards, my brave crew.
I'm sure it will be hopefully more successful than the original Psyman, which sounds like was not actually that useful, tragically.
Shout out to Thomas Fisher, who gave us 2 Brazilian reais and says, this is your brain on VR! And Evil John Clone 666, who gave us $2 and says, this is your brain on heroin on VR. It's a dead egg.
Oh no.
Oh no, not a dead egg.
That's very sad.
That's very sad.
Now where have we got the... Oh, that's Romans standing on top of a wall. Everyone likes it when Romans stand on top of a wall. Right, okay. Don't fire. Move, okay, change position and then take them out once we're in position. And also... What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Why are you moving forward? Why are you moving... What are you doing? You better not be sending in your one elephant to try and knock down the gate, because it's going to be killed by boiling oil, and you know it is. Oh, they're sending in their one elephant to die. That's a shame. Right, I think all the onagers are now in position. And because all the onagers are sufficiently close together... Yeah, now at this point, now spread yourselves out, please. And then once you're spread out, I should be in a position to basically knock down this wall so fast the Romans can't actually respond. Yeah, the frame rate's holding up reasonably. This is good. Right, so everyone now turn over in this direction and prepare to fire. That's actually on double speed. It's not double speed from the previous battle. So this wall is going to hopefully be taken out sufficiently fast we can kill some of these Triarii. And oh, well, we took out those Triarii at least. And in comes some more. Fire, fire, fire. I can't actually see how strong the wall is right now, but the front bit of the wall just fell off, so that's below 80%. And I think it's at 60, or is it 60 or 40 it starts to fall apart. They're not backing off. They're never going to get off in time. Alright, let's get the close-up here. Let's get the close-up, because these guys, yeah, they're trying to back off. Oh, it's going to be too late. It's going to be way too late. I think they were just interrupted, in fact. Oh, more of them. The little sticky-uppy bits that I've forgotten the name of are no longer protecting them. Any minute now, come on.
Venerations?
Yes, them. And, oh, there go some of them. And then there go more. That's my favourite thing in Rome that happens. It's so...
That is one...
Yeah.
I mean, that is one impressive animation, that.
It's really cool. It's really cool. Even if it's a little bit on the ropey side. What I now want to do is I want to trap these guys up here so they can't get down by knocking down this wall before they can get off it. That's what I want to do. What the hell is the other army doing, by the way? Are they just... Yeah, I think they have actually... They tried to send their one elephant in. Okay, what I should do is I should give them a way of accessing the city by just knocking down this wall. So if I give them a way in, they'll hopefully come round and take it. So I'm going to knock down this wall first. So, on your crews. Prepare to open fire on the damaged bit of wall. 1 or 2 volleys should be enough to knock that down, if we're lucky. And then these guys will hopefully just pile in. And there's also... Why are you guys holding back? I told these guys to be under AI control, but I think they've gone onto manual control anyway, so they'll only come in once I've run out of units. But I do still have definitely one army on the field. Possibly because they didn't have a general, so it overwrote it. And are you guys responding to the fact there's actually a way in? That definitely looks like movement over there. So I think they are indeed actually doing it precisely that. So now move all of this round over to the left, and we'll see if we can cut these guys off. There's a legionary cohort there. If I can just take out the towers, that'll be fine. Though actually, I think these guys are going to try and get in regardless. Are they sending in? They're sending in militia cavalry first. Not a desperately good idea. Just hold on, guys. Hold on, and I will actually literally, use onagers to provide fire support for you with artillery. But I suspect this army is going to basically throw away its life. But that's fine. That's fine. We've got enough flipping troops floating around here. It's not a problem. Are you actually charging with militia cavalry right now against flipping legionaries? Oh, well done. That's just genius right there. At least we killed the triarii. It's fine. The phalanxes are still coming up. In fact, I might actually try and take out this tower, because this tower is going to be firing on all of these guys, so it'll actually save a few Slayersid lives. So, yep. Turn and fire. And that's cataphracts. Cataphracts will do a decent enough job. And that tower is 15 damage already, up to 36. Yeah, that will go down in no time at all. Cataphracts will do good stuff. That should get up to, 58. And now that tower should go down before most of the phalanxes arrive. And the phalanxes are coming in. They are actually in phalanx position. 65%. And second wave, 80, 94. And boom. I think the cataphracts have been chased off. That should be down. Right. Guys, change your target to... Oh, is this technically not a wall section? That's a wall section. That's been breached. Oh, is that technically the same... That is not the same wall section. Why are you lying to me? Well, you know what? In that case, I guess we'll just fire over the top. In fact, actually, looks like we've got... That must be a separate wall. I'm amazed that's technically not a wall section. That's a wall section. This apparently is not. Okay, who knew?
That's weird.
Yeah, apparently that's not technically a wall section. It's deemed to be part of the tower it's next to.
Oh, I see.
Which is kind of weird. So now the reinforcement army is just trying to basically push its way in over here. I'm going to tell my guys to fire over at this wall to open up a new opening. And I'm happy for this to be a great big... and in come the actual, the phalanx pikemen. They're going to be a little bit on the weakened side, but they'll be fine. There'll be some units starting to wander back. I'm actually going to deploy one of my sets of chariots to go and help. Deploy the clariots.
Yeah.
Deploy the clariots directly into the breach. We can push our way through. They will properly mess up the formations. The cataphracts are doing well. I'm deploying some chariots. Clariots are straight in there. This army is in the process of collapsing. I'm going to try and send my own chariots in support, but they're just basically trying to push through 10 bajillion phalanxes. Oh god, the frame rate's not happy. Just push through to the legionaries. Just keep going. You'll get through eventually. Oh god. I think they've actually managed to push through. They have actually managed to push through with a phalanx. So that's good. The legionary is like the toughest thing these guys have got. There's another extra hole we can go through, which is beautiful. As the person said just after their gender flipped clone stepped out of the cloning bay. And now
dear. Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up. Oh no, Thomas, no!
What?
Shout out to Thomas Risher who gave us 2 Brazilian reais, and I have to read this because it's actually my job.
Yeah.
John, would you drink tea sweat from your clone?
No, because I wouldn't drink tea sweat from myself either. So you know.
That was gross. Anyway, shout out to Jared who gave us $2 and said 7,500 versus 1,800. The sack of Rome we never saw. Except this is not Rome, right?
No, this is Arretium. So Arretium is currently being taken care of. My chariots are trying to push into some Praetorians. And we'll do some light damage to them, but not a huge amount, to be honest. Praetorians are very, very tanky. But as soon as I actually take out the gatehouse and the towers with my onagers, at that point, I will deploy my Cretans forward to start clearing them out.
There are new people in the chat that are so confused, like, why are you talking about T-Sweat? What is T-Sweat?
Damn straight. Damn straight.
Would John bone his clone? We've talked about this long enough.
Yeah, no, we haven't. There is no limit to how much we should be talking about that. Beautiful. Right, where are the onagers at this point? I want the onagers to be in a position to start clearing out some towers, which will be good. The reinforcement army has taken some serious knocks, but honestly, it's under control for the time being. I might actually send up, I'm going to just forward deploy the Cretans regardless. The Cretans just going to be forward deployed to this point. They probably can shoot, but still hopefully be out of tower range from about here-ish. So this will all be fine. I like that we've got a really big, wide-ranging battle going on for the finale here. You guys are you technically running amok at the minute? No, you've recovered. You don't see that very often. Right, get back into the Praetorians, you. Back in the Praetorians, the tower's in trouble, there's more Principes up top, and there's more guarding over there. What's actually guarding the plaza? The plaza's being guarded by puppies. The final barrier to our victory is going to have to be killing puppies. There's going to be a handful of puppies actually guarding the way. That tower's almost done. The onagers have almost done with that. And then these Praetorians at 140, Triarii behind them. That tower falls. Now we can focus our firepower on the gateway. That is in a lot of trouble. The Cretans should be coming in soon. And yeah, with the tower taken out, they can actually advance forward a bit more confidently. And if we're lucky, what should happen is all these guys will be pinned by the reinforcing army that is still eager, if a little bit on the tired side, and then my Cretans can get up the back of them and just basically shoot them in the rear. So the Cretans need to be in like this sort of position, and they need to be running as well. In fact, actually, screw it. Deploy my entire archer corps forward. Guys, get up front. Go on. Let's get this done here. Let's get this flipping done. The Cretans, my favourite unit in the entire game. Obviously, they're here for the end, because where else would they be? Those guys get over there. And they should have a nice shot at all of this. Yeah, these guys should have a lovely shot. Right, go into arrow cam, my favourite of cams as well. They're actually firing over the top over there. They're trying to take out the guys on the actual, the top there. That's not really what I want you to target. I'd like you to target over here, please. Right, over here, and over, yeah, the Praetorians. If you can hit the Praetorians from where you are, you cannot. You can just hit the Triarii. So, once again, back into arrow cam. The other archers charge forwards. The reinforcement army is just pushing in the front door. And in we go to start taking out some Triarii. Yeah, the Triarii are just collapsing. More flipping archers coming in from every side. You just stop there and fire at whatever you can fire at. You guys just fire at whatever you can fire at. I think they're trying to fire up at the top there. These Principes are a little bit on the damage side. And now what's going on is, there's just so many phalanxes. The Praetorians want to stand and fight, damn it, but they're tired. They're falling apart at this point. We've got 10 bajillion archers firing at them. Hopefully. In fact, actually, do you guys by any chance have a shot at the... If you've got a shot at the Praetorians, I want you to take it. You guys just stop. But yeah, you guys have actually got the shot. Take the shot. There we go. Fire right in there, right into the rear of the Praetorians. 70 Triarii, 65, no, 65 there. 83 of the Praetorians, but now they're being shot in the rear. They don't like that. They're just being swarmed. There are so many members of the Seleucid army here. It's beautiful. And once we clear out the front door, there we go. There's cavalry here as well, so those guys will be ridden down. There's still some guys up on the walls. Some Astarte are right there. Screw it. Let's actually deploy some infantry to go and take care of those bastards. I'm going to deploy my own archers actually into the city right over here. Don't need all of them though. Just 2 of them will do. The guys up top have actually broken, which is kind of cool. Deploy the archers. Yeah, forward deploy them. More archers coming in this position. We will be able to actually take these towers at this point. It will be beautiful. Are you guys... It says you're broken, but you fight either fighting to the death because they're up on the top there. Fine. Archers, get up there and take out these bastards. It's going to be lovely. Right, Claire, while we're just waiting to see where the reinforcements go next.
Yeah, shout out to Kenda Weasel who gave us £5 and said, thanks John and Claire for making the weekend awesome. I've got an interview for my dream job as a data analyst next week.
Oh, that's a sexy career.
Please wish me luck.
That is a good career. Good luck. That's a sexy, sexy job right there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
Definitely good luck. Also, shout out to Driller who gave us 50 Swedish krona and says, John, who would you clone and keep as a roommate, Dan or Matt?
Probably Matt, you know, just because I know him a lot better. Dan, I've only actually met in person once. Matt, I've spoken to a lot more, so I know I like him, and I think I get on with him, and actually, I think we could live together very happily and comfortably.
Also,
so I'd say Matt, therefore.
Like, if you have a 2-bedroom flat and you clone Dan as a roommate, are you saying you are literally like cloning Dan and like not Rebecca and letting clone Dan like be alone without his wife forever, or
that's
are you
true,
saying
yeah.
you're going to be roommates with like a married couple, because that's a bit weird?
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Yeah, sure.
But also, I'm gonna say if you were roommates with Matt, I'm gonna say like roommates with massive air quotes. Is all I'm gonna say.
There we go. We've taken the gateway at this point. And these guys can now just fire up at the last few survivors up top as flipping archers armed with daggers show up to... Oh, the archer fire! Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is all collapsing. This isn't good for you bastards. And we'll also get a really nice shot at these Astarte over here. This is all looking lovely. So these guys should hopefully have a shot at this. Apparently these guys don't have a shot at this, which is fascinating. Right, move forward a little bit more, you guys. Move forward a little bit more. I want to get a shot at those Astarte. So just, yeah, keep it moving on. Where are the reinforcements? How are you guys doing right now? The reinforcements are just slowly, with the aid of the actual general's bodyguard, punching forwards. That companion cavalry, that's good quality stuff right there. There's some Equites. Oh, it's the Equites general. That's not looking good for them, is it? No, it is not.
Shout out to Optimus Princeps Bob Boblington, who says if you lived with Matt, you'd have to hide your bread, though.
That's true. That's very true. The bread's potentially going past its use-by date is the least of your bread-related concerns with Matt. That's very true.
Anyway. Shout out to the Sultan, who wants to know what our opinions on Eurovision next week are.
I haven't actually heard Britain's song yet. I'm assuming it's terrible. It normally is.
Obviously, Britain's song and France's song are probably both terrible, but
yeah,
maybe we should stream a little bit earlier next week so that we can watch Eurovision.
I assumed you'd want to like go to Jen's and hang out with her to watch it or something. Isn't that what you did last year?
No, it's not. Last year we said, oh, we'll finish the stream at 8 so we can watch Eurovision, and then we didn't.
Okay, the year before then that was what happened. Yeah.
What I'm saying is we should make sure that we don't miss any of the songs this year because it's primed live tweeting time. Well, also, what I was going to suggest is that we move the stream to Sunday so we can watch Eurovision on Saturday night, but we have a thing on Sunday next week, so...
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I will take your word for it. I can't remember what that
We
is.
can discuss it later. We have, like, 3 different possible things to do next week that
What?
will clash with each other. It's really annoying.
Oh dear. Right, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely want to watch Eurovision Saturday night. That's just, like, tradition.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So, yeah. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and shout out to CPU Purple Heart who just got in touch to say the second ship in the Sidon fleet will be called the HMS Tabby, and then the third will be named the HMS Light of Clare.
Oh,
Everybody loves
I think I just shot my own general there. I'm pretty sure that was me that just
Well
did
done.
that. I'm like moderately
Well
confident that was actually me that just pulled that off. And now as a result of me killing him, they're charging my Cretans. Because my phalanx pikemen have decided they can't be bothered to get involved with this at any point. But on the plus side... Ah, dear. Oh, he's finally broken. He broke just afterwards. Right, guys, back out of here. Back out of here,
What?
please.
The Sultan says France's Eurovision song is one of the favorites to win.
But France's song is always terrible. France's song is... Remember, France's song has always been dreadful.
Okay, but TrackPoint gave us €5 and says MHEN Eurovision stream when?
I'm pretty sure we legally can't even do that. Because
Well,
you
we
can't
can't, like, show it.
rebroadcast.
No, of course not, but
Yeah.
we can have opinions.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we'll be having opinions on Twitter, but...
Yeah. We've typically just done it via... just kind of done it via Twitter, but technically I suppose there'd be nothing to stop us live streaming it.
But yeah, we'd have to like mute the stream when the actual songs were
Yeah,
playing, probably.
yeah,
It would
exactly.
Be weird.
Yeah, it would be potentially you'd have to be watching Eurovision yourself, but we could think about it. Think about the best way to potentially do that. It's not
Yeah.
beyond the realms of possibility.
I mean, it's a good concept, right?
yes.
It feels like it could be really entertaining, but
Yes.
anyway, I need. What?
The sound of Claire's confusion.
Well, it's kind of weird. I'm just looking up the song. I'm just looking up the French song.
Oh, you're
Set
just
up a-
finding the song, are you?
Set
Okay.
up a tabby cam and just stream your commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to stream, Thomas? Do you want a stream that is just like 4 hours of us going like, oh, who's the fluffiest cat?
In all
Who's
fairness,
the
we
fluffiest
could
cat?
just put up a photo of Tabby and claim it's a live stream.
Yeah.
It makes very little difference. By the way, the chariots are just the chariots. The chariots at this point are... I love chariots chasing down fleeing units in city streets because they just basically just chunk through everything. It's beautiful. The Julii, the guys that were trying to guard against this flank have given up and are now just running back towards the city centre. I'm pretty sure all their Praetorians and Legionaries and whatever have already fallen down. There's like a massive, cool, great forum here, which is lovely. There's at this point we're pretty much well inside the city. We've still got... Oh, we're actually out of ammunition. I was about to say, I could actually start burning the city down in revenge for the fact, they burnt down flipping Batavium, but tragically, I actually cannot, because I'm literally out of ammunition, so clearly I am the good guy here.
Uh-huh.
And, take out the rest of these Velites. The Clariots, the surviving Clariots are now ahead of the game here. They're now kind of coming up. I've got some flipping Samnite mercenaries. Yeah, go on. Everyone just pile in. Everyone who wants to go. Oh, just cutting down the Velites. Cutting down the Velites. Hello! Is that the Equites there? I'm not sure have we killed the general? I think he backed off. I'm not sure we've actually taken out the captain. If we haven't, we will do momentarily, because, it's Equites. They absolutely melt in the face of chariots. That's what chariots are amazing at. I mean, they're amazing at all cavalry, but they're especially amazing at dealing with the light cav there. I'm just going to send the chariots up ahead. I'm going to send the chariots into the war dogs, and that should do pretty well. There's a load of units just over here. I don't even know what they're even doing at this point. There's just some Astarte right there. Yeah, go on. It's just basically, you right now you're scared by chariots. Just send my other general in. Why not? Just to take you out here. These guys are... Technically, they're steady. Flickering between steady and and shaken, which isn't really that good. I'm not going to throw away my general's life for literally no purpose. Well, aside from the one I already did, but that's fine. But he died. He died so that we might win. We might win the completely arbitrary number of cities that are supposed to be taken. Are you guys bothering to show up at this point? Because I feel like my reinforcements are just sort of, just kind of bumbling a little bit. I've been taking some notes from the Mongol military tactics of, like, you know, the future. So how are the chariots getting on right now, by the way? The chariots are just cutting down some horses. Some different equites are going down. These guys might go berserk and whatever. They're just so many dogs. There's so many dogs. There's a lot of dogs. But that's fine, because that lures the dogs off the plaza. So, quite frankly, that actually works pretty well. In fact, I think they might be going... They're fleeing that way because they're trying to chase after the Clariot. So, including this one guy who's... He should be sitting. There's some interesting... There's a really interesting squatting position going on there. It's lovely. Yeah, the dogs are down. The dogs are just off, so the Clariots are officially leading the dogs away.
Nice.
While the rest of our troops can basically just walk up this street and straight onto the plaza at this point. So this all works pretty nicely, all things considered. I'm pretty sure their starty have actually broken. Actually, no, they haven't. It's just we haven't been able to actually catch up with the bastards. Right, well, in that case, surround them. Slam into the rear of them. Reinforcements will be there sooner or later. Come on, Greek cavalry. Come on. Come on, Greek cav. I believe in you. Actually run. Your cavalry. It's your one job. Oh dear, they're very bad at that sort of thing. They're down to 127, 126, 120, 120. Yeah, okay, they're wavering. When the cavalry hits them in the rear, they'll probably break immediately because they'll start being squeezed. You gotta love squeezing infantry between two units of cavalry. The amount of just pressure that's being exerted on them is pretty big. Down they go. And I don't know where the dogs are. I think there's the dogs. The dogs have just naffed off. Those are, unfortunately, not good puppies.
The amount of people in the chat going, yes, Claire, obviously we'd watch a Tabby stream.
I'm not sure you understand just quite how inactive Tabby is. Like, it would not be... When I say it's not an action-packed stream, it would not be a moving stream. Like, the stream could lag out and just, like, you know, be frozen, and you wouldn't know for hours, if at all. You just wouldn't know.
Yeah, Thomas says, I mean, we'd watch footage of Tabby while we'd listen to you watching Eurovision. The problem is you can't listen to us watch the songs.
Yeah, you'd
right?
have to
Because
listen to the songs yourself, yeah.
Right, so we'd have to have a weird mechanism, because that would get flagged.
Yeah, or we could just be listening to the songs in our headphones, and all we'd be broadcasting would be our... Yeah.
But, come on, it's Eurovision. You have to blare up the songs properly.
Well, you can blare them up in your headphones.
I don't think that counts. I think Eurovision, you want Eurovision on the telly, and you want to be able to, like, watch it on the telly. I don't know. Look, maybe I'm just a bit old-fashioned like that, but I think you watch Eurovision on the telly. If you work in an office, you have a Eurovision sweepstake. If you have friends over, you have, like, a dish from every country or something. Like, there's just things you gotta do.
I've just discovered something I never knew about Rome Total War in these final seconds, by the way, which is the unit that is deemed to be on or not on the plaza in the case of War Dogs is the dogs. So these guys are routing on a plaza, which a unit's not supposed to be allowed to do, and the only reason they've been allowed to do it is because the War Dogs are over... I've no idea where the hell the War Dogs are right now, but they've naffed off somewhere over here, chasing down a chariot, and now they're dealing with something else. It's possibly like these guys or something. I have no bloody clue where the dogs have gone, but they've naffed off, like, you know, eating something. Possibly they're... I don't know. They're somewhere. But yeah, as a result, we've actually got ourselves units that have routed on a plaza, which is really... Well, it's not just rare. It's supposed to be impossible. But yeah, it's actually weirdly happening on this occasion, and they're running away from the center of the plaza, which is really weird. I'm kind of curious where the hell they're running. Like, if I just let you run, where would you go? Like, are you going to try and escape up the side of a building or something? I'm really curious where these guys are... Where are you going? Are you allowed to try and escape down this alleyway that's normally impassable? Apparently not. When a War Dog unit breaks on the plaza, it just flees into the corner. I never knew that. That is new information. So that's very cool, I think. And I think there's one more thing to go somewhere. They've got a unit somewhere around here. It is... I think they've got something stuck. They've got something stuck between buildings. Like very much at the beginning. Very much at the beginning in with the Egyptians. They have indeed actually managed to get a unit just stuck over here. In fact, actually, there's supposed to be 3 of these guys still alive. Which raises the interesting question, where are the other 2 of them?
Are they stuck in a wall somewhere?
I'm guessing they're just stuck in a wall. I'm stuck in a wall, but I think that's it. We have actually managed to win, with the exception of 3 Hastati, one of whom is just running along a street, and like 2 of whom are probably stuck inside a building or a wall or something, but the camera's not going to let me... Oh, no, I found them! We found them. They're chilling out outside this building. There's just 3 guys who are failing to path to the plaza. So they're just there. Which means, I believe, that should be a very, very... Technically, it's a clear victory, but the Romans got 3,000 kills, tending to decide I just wanted, like, you know, a big, epic, crunchy battle where we just threw everything and then blah, 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 blah. So that's absolutely fine. 3,000 dead, including a general. Doesn't really matter so much. You know why? Because we're about to actually win. I hope so, anyway, if I've got my maths correct. Yes!
Nice.
Huzzah! The Seleucid Empire is now the mightiest power. They already were. They totally already were, but whatever. Unassailable by any external threat, your leadership and command abilities have brought this victory to the Seleucids, and statues in your honor should be prominent in every town and city. The gods themselves look on in jealousy. So that's the sort of thing you say just before you're struck with lightning, according to Greek thought. So hang on. What was on the side of his helmet? Hang on, go back to the bit where he put his helmet down. Did he have a chicken? Did he have a screaming chicken on the side of his helmet?
That would be magnificent.
I think it's... Hang on. Go back to him. Put it... Okay, here he is. He's about to put the helmet down. There'll be a close-up of the helmet when he puts it down for a second.
That's a horse. That's a horse, John.
That's not a horse.
That's a kind of cartoony horse.
That's not a horse. That's a chicken.
Okay.
Hang on. Go back round again. How is that a horse? Are you sure that's a horse?
I think that's a horse. I think
Wait.
that's meant to be a horse.
Wait for him to put... With what orientation?
Like, that's...
How is that it's got a beak?
No,
How is that a horse?
Like, whatever, like, it's got a face. It's got a long face like a horse.
No, it's not. It's a beak. That's a chicken. He's got a chicken. I think that's a chicken. Hang on, it's coming round again.
That's totally a horse.
How? How is that
People in chat are agreeing with me.
No, it's a chicken. How is it a horse?
It's a horse, John.
It's a chicken.
It's a horse's head.
Chicken.
Ooh, though CPU Purple Heart says I believe it was a ram.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a ram?
Ram, let's have a look, see. I don't think rams have beaks. So...
No, I
It's
think
a chicken.
Well, okay, the thing is, it could either be a horse's mane or a ram's horns, but, like, the snouty bit is definitely a horse.
No, it's not. It's a beak. It's a chicken. Nah, whatever. Right, exterminate the population. We have won. That is the absolute victory that we were looking for. Our empire stretches
Well, it's
from...
definitely either a ram or a horse, given, you know, what people are saying specifically.
And indeed, we also had a heroic death to wrap things up, which is just lovely as well. So our empire stretches from the furthest to the west. Carthage itself is in our possession. We have a foothold on the actual West African mainland. We have absolute uncontested control of all of East Africa, through the Middle East, right through to the Far East and the Spice Road. Everything that is controlled or used to be controlled by the Parthians has taken over. The Parthians are now just, you know, basically reduced to living in a tiny, crappy little settlement way up north. We have chased off the Scythians. They have been repeatedly beaten back from attacking our northern frontier, which is now very, very secure. All of Asia Minor, the riches of Greece, literally every wonder of the ancient world belongs to us. Sorry if you just heard a bloop, bloop, bloop. Windows decided this exact moment to tell me something about the Windows Defender. And yeah, we have taken over the entire world.
Yeah, no, it's totally a ram, I think.
Yeah, it's not a ram, it's a chicken.
Okay, but it's pointing this way, like, that's its nose. And that's the.
Oh,
background.
I was looking at it the other way. Like I thought that was
know.
its neck, that was side, that was its beak.
But it's pointing this way, right? Like it's
Yeah.
looking forward.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
same
From
direction.
that orientation, it's not a parrot. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I think it could be a
well,
parrot.
Sure. Okay. Well.
And yes, of course, Italy itself. Rome, the eternal city, has fallen. Both Rome and Carthage, the ancient rivals, they belong to us. All of southern Italy. We've got a strong foothold in northern Italy as well. We've taken 2 of the oldest and most valuable settlements of the Julii, cutting off Ariminum as well, so they're not going to be making much progress. Mediolanium and Segesta both don't have walls. Mediolanium especially is basically unguarded. Once we kick them out of there, which we would be very easily able to do if we were to play on, we could basically just barricade up the pass through the Alps. Because at that point, there's a bridge here, there's narrow passes. We could just basically barricade up this little area, and the Julii would have no way of getting through. And in fact, it looks like they're pretty much out of steam anyway. There's no reinforcements coming in. Marseille is looking basically unguarded. Tiny forces are coming in. You see now, these are now new forces. So, this is Auxilia and the Light Auxilia all coming in. But mostly, we've cleared out the Roman threat before they were able to go too far down the Marian reforms, which is kind of what I was really looking for, because the danger with Rome is if they happen to hit Marius, long before you got to them, that by the time you get there, their armies could be, majority things like flipping Praetorians and Legionaries, because they just get so much free money on very hard mode, so they could just basically train as many of them as they wanted to, which would be very, very difficult indeed. But no, we have completed the Soleil-Saglon campaign on very hard, very hard. I think it's the most challenging campaign in Rome Total War, or at least the Rome Total War base game. Barbarian Invasion, Western Roman Empire, very hard, is vastly more challenging. In fact, to my mind, it's up there with Attila as the most challenging thing in the entirety of Total War. We will not be jumping straight onto that. But I do think at some point on the channel you will absolutely see a Western Roman Empire Barbarian Invasion campaign, because that campaign is just lunacy on toast, because so many ideas, they were trying them out for the first time in a 3D Total War game, so it was totally unbalanced and unfair and ridiculous. There's so many crazy ideas that would go on to show up in later Total War games, much more refined, but that was kind of their first showing. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with our empire. It's a very nice empire there. It's almost, actually, it's a little bit kind of, it's a little bit Eastern Roman Empire-y. Command of the East, command of Greece. We've just kind of, managed to reclaim Italy, but old France and whatever, it hasn't really, old Gallic territory, hasn't really fallen into our hands. So it's a little bit, mirroring the achievements of Justinian in some ways, which is kind of cool. Claire, what else have you got to share with us?
I've got a few things. Shout out to Andrew, who gave us $5 and said, have some money, go on, there's no reason not to.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
And shout out to Evil John Clone 666, who gave us $2 and says, why do you not love me and my T-sweat, John?
I didn't love my own T-sweat. I think I'd like someone else's a lot less. Sorry.
Shout out to Travis, who gave us $5 and says, second stream in a row I missed. I missed the start of this one because I'm getting stressed watching the Frostpunk stream from last week. Yeah, you and Anthony both, 2 people saying they missed this because they were watching last week.
Lol.
And shout out to Chitara, who gave us £2 and said, for Rome, for murder being justifiable sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Not all the time, just sometimes.
Time.
And as we'll demonstrate tomorrow in Stellaris, sometimes genocide is justified and sometimes it's technically not genocide.
Yes.
Technically not.
Shout out to Andrew, who gave us £5 and says, hey John, I'm so used to watching the pre-recorded streams that I didn't realize this was live until now. Thanks for all the laughs and entertainment.
Oh, you're very, very welcome indeed.
Shout out to a street lamp who gave us $5 and says, please name one of your armies in Thrones of Britannia, the Screaming Chickens.
The Screaming Chickens. I tell you what, I will. Next time there's a new army, I 100% will name them the Screaming Chickens.
Okay, and finally, shout out to Send Me a Badger, who gave us $50. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's the remote. I was doing a thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, shout out to Send Me a Badger, who gave us $50.
Oh, thank you so much.
There you go.
That's very generous.
I knew you weren't listening.
I was
like,
there was a problem with the TV I needed to fix.
Sure, that's fair. And they say congratulations on a victorious series.
Thank you very, very much. It's been a
So
fun little
very
series. I'm
good.
glad we got to do this because I never would have got round to it as a normal series. So I'm glad we did it as the live stream. It's been, I think like games like Total War and Stellaris make fun live streams. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we got round to that. I think it's been a fun little series. But I'm glad we've wrapped it up after not too many parts. This is, I believe, the 13th. Last time was the 12th.
Yeah.
This is the final and 13th. So, you know, we can introduce a few more one-offs. We can have fun stuff like just a Frostpunk and things like that. We'll have a Civilization, Rise and Fall. I'll keep going till we're done with that campaign. Because I think, you know, because we do long ones, that won't take that long either. But then this means, because this is over, we can now alternate back to every other week. Can be a brand new one-off thing, which I think is really cool. Or we
Yeah,
could
I
just
think
bring
that
other
works
stuff
really
back, like, you know, we could have like the odd one-off FTL stream or whatever,
Yes!
which is really cool. So I'm kind of,
Sorry.
you know, I'm glad that sort of thing is now sort of thing we can do again, which is very cool indeed.
Yeah, and I've got a few people in the chat asking me what we are going to see tonight on the channel.
It's Thrones of Britannia. Will be coming up momentarily as soon as we wrap up the stream. And after that, I have been playing a game that is all about observation, perception, lateral thinking, and terrible, terrible secrets buried underground. It is The Witness, which is a puzzle game all about perception. So, about spotting things and figuring things out. So, look forward to that. Look forward to that. Including one of the most it includes one of the most ridiculous, baffling moments I've ever seen in a game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I almost I forgot
You'll
about
know it when it happens. Like, that video contains one of the most absolute moments of like me just like staring at it. Like, I have no idea what I'm seeing right now. Why is this happening? So it's got one hell of a good moment in that regard there. So yeah, we'll have Thrones of Britannia, which is that's really heating up at this point, because now we are in just straight open total war with Wessex versus the East Angles. So plus the fact that my enemies are called Wessex or West Sex means I can come up with so many good title puns. Tonight's title pun is better than sex, but sex spelt like West Sex.
As in Saxony.
Yes.
Yes,
Better
you
than
mentioned it in a
sex.
couple of the videos as well. I don't know if it's come up yet tonight, but... yeah.
Plus, of course, you know, some of their best units are called the Sex Warriors. The Sex Warriors.
Never not be funny.
Never not be funny, no.
Shout out to Nimno, who gave us $5 and says, I found you guys at least 5 years ago, but I've been too broke to donate until now. Thank you for the countless hours of entertainment. Sunday streams?
Sometimes, but I don't think we're ready to go over to two live streams.
Oh god,
if we were to
that's
do,
a bit much.
If we were to do two, well, actually, it would be unfair to Claire, because that means we'd basically be asking her to work like both weekend days every week, and that wouldn't be fair to Claire.
Not really.
So we'd need to like be looking at like that would require a lot of alternative arrangements and thinking about how to do that.
We do Sunday streams sometimes when we have something to do on a Saturday.
Yes.
So they will come up.
Plus, it means I'd have to work every weekend day as well. And though I do that anyway,
you do,
I do that
yeah.
anyway. But like live work is quite intensive.
And also, like, it's just... Ooh, sorry, my voice went funny. And also, it's just not, like, if we say every weekend, every such and such day, then we have no flexibility for when we want to, like...
Yeah, precisely.
See people.
Yeah.
Like, we actually have friends, and sometimes we go outside of the house to see them. It's not, like, all the time, but it happens.
Does anyone happen to know, chat, does anyone happen to remember the Rome Total War console command for just removing Fog of War so we can see what else is happening in the world that we haven't seen yet? I can't remember what the remove Fog of War command is. So if anyone can tell me what the command to type for that is, that would be very... Actually, Claire, just look it up. You can just Google that, it'll be faster. Just look up Rome Total War, remove Fog of War command. And then we can basically see what else has been going on in the world. Because, yeah, there's been a back and forth between the Julii, the Germans, and the British that I would like to see exactly what the state of everything is.
I mean...
It's possible the chat might have caught up as well by now if anyone happens.
Toggle _ FOW.
There we go. Toggle _ FOW. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I found it at the same time as they said it, but I was like...
So let's see what's going on in the world that we haven't really seen. Let's check in on our friends, the Numidians, who have just been... the Numidians have actually... Lucius Scipio naffed off and did actually put this city under siege, which is kind of cool. But there was a large force by Nept, and Curta is well guarded. There is a small force of, the Spanish appear to be doing pretty well. There are actually some big Julii forces just chilling out in Spain, who I think they are actually at war with. Hang on, let's just get that diplomacy. There it is. They are... No, they're actually not at war with Spain, technically. But I think they were thinking about it. Never actually got around to it. Up north, literally no one ever took Ireland, because for some reason Britain never bothers. Which is interesting.
Did Portugal try?
No, there's no Ports in this game. There's just Spain. Spain, a bit of Gaul and modern-day Spanish territory. And yes, indeed, the British were about to, then they might not necessarily have succeeded in taking a German settlement. So the British do actually at this moment have 2 towns on the mainland, including one with literally no one inside it. For obvious reasons. Dacians also attacking the Germans, so the Germans not having a particularly good run at it. Other than that, the Germans are just hanging on to a few territories up here. Dacians, geographically a very large empire, but other than that, not so much going on. Honestly, not that much strength of the Scythians, and then the Parthians with their one territory. Their one territory up north there, and, one army that's kind of just never really reappeared. And, of course, up there, the secret Amazons. Up, buried behind flipping bogs and forests and rivers. There's Themyscira. So, no one actually bothered to go. I'm not sure if the AI even can. I assume there's a restriction stopping them doing it, because I've literally never seen them do it. So I would guess there's some form of restriction that actually prevents them doing it. It's only for the players to actually come across. So there you are. Quick bit of introduction to the world there. It's nice to see what else is actually going on, including Londinium and all of that business. Claire, anything else you've got for us?
Shout out to Thomas Richter, who gave us another 2 Brazilian reais.
Thank you very much indeed.
And says, John, you should do The Day Is Ours!
The day is ours! There you go. Very accurate, that. Very accurate.
No, yours is way, way more accurate, obviously, but, okay.
And is that you all caught up, Claire?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to, looking at what's available for takeaway.
Claire's checked out. The cult of Claire has shut down for business.
Okay, sorry. I thought they might actually enjoy hearing what we're having for dinner. Sometimes they ask. Okay. I do have another question from earlier.
Oh yes, go ahead.
I didn't bring up earlier because it's not about Rome, but
okay. Yes.
Tantrica wanted to know if you've watched the making of Fallout 3, an interesting insight into how Bethesda manages the series relative to the Elder Scrolls and how they implement ideas.
I did not watch it in preparation for making the video, but I believe I have seen it in the past.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So there you go, I thought.
Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, let us bid farewell to Rome Total War for the moment at least. She will be back in time. Not immediately, but she will absolutely be back. Because, yes, barbarian invasion, Western Roman Empire, very hard, 100%. That will be showing up at some point. I could hardly not do that. It's too much of a ridiculous bananas. I think it's the craziest thing in Total War, just because it was so much of it was totally experimental and it was not balanced properly. And there's some broken stuff in your favour. There's broken stuff that basically means the game is so heavily biased against you. There's so much interesting stuff that you can look at and just think so many ideas that would go on show up later. It's a brilliant, fascinating, broken, buggy, genius DLC. It's my favourite bit of DLC in all of Total War. Only narrowly ahead of Kingdoms of Medieval 2, which was the best value DLC I've ever seen. It's ridiculous how much gameplay Medieval 2 Kingdoms introduces for its price, but yeah, it's still my favourite. Barbarian Invasion is just spectacular. So we will leave things off there. That is the end of Rome Total War for now. She will be back, however. Next week, we will indeed be, unless I think of anything else I want to do, we will indeed be doing Civilization Rise and Fall. That will be continuing. And yes, we will be, I can't remember, did we say it was Sunday next week? Did you say we had things to do? Or did you say it was Saturday?
No, we'll probably have to do it on Saturday.
Has to be Saturday. Okay, should be Saturday next week, but we will wrap things up there. Thank you all so very, very much for joining me on this little Rome Total War journey. Hope you enjoyed the Celeste live stream campaign. It's been a fun campaign. It's a fun army. There's some fun stuff to do. I hope you had a lovely time, and hopefully you'll join us for what comes next. But in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the end of Rome Total War, the Celeste live stream. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Universal bereavement, an inspiring achievement. Yes, we all will go together when we go.